complete opposite of fingers
What is that?
was Jacob Preston, mate. Magic hands. Hey,
Suction cup hands.
yeah, suction cup hands, mate. Just run past him.
Yeah, he didn't
No
even
one
the
will
ball
blame
was
you.
gone. The ball was
Bro,
gone.
half the Dogs team celebrating. Tippin was like, nah, you must die. Bro, that's fixed league, bro. That's
Fixed league.
NBA Centel,
Mate.
bro. That's I don't even think Parramatta fans like Parramatta right now.
Not at the
mate.
moment. They didn't.
Hey, is it still Brad Arthur's fault, by the way? You know what I mean? Bastards. And, I know
But slate my team
I
since I've
never
been here.
said no
How
impact.
ridiculous
Hey,
is that?
Hey, where did I...
We've invented much.
Hey, exactly.
Oh, Maron, what are you doing? Hey, like, comment, subscribe, share, do everything you got to do, man. It goes a long way, trust me. You like my shirt? Get straight into the episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to League Lads, mate. We are back with another episode. We've got no Sui this week. All right, we've got TK, a big throwback here, TK, big Dragons fan, and we got somebody that's going for, somebody that's just beat Melbourne and somebody that's just lost. I forgot who you lost to. Can you remind me who you lost to, Flax?
The Rabbitohs.
He lost to the Rabbitohs, and who are you missing?
Busy now. Nathan Cleary. Well, he's back this week. We're missing fucking everyone, man.
No, you're missing Dylan Edwards, you're missing Nathan Cleary, and then you're missing Visa now.
Yeah.
But Visa was playing in that game, and he went off when it was what score? 22-0, right? Yeah, 28-0. Far out, man. I was.
One would argue you're
yeah.
better without Bizza.
Yeah, true. No. We're not doing that narrative.
The one game he hasn't played this year, we've won. So who knows? Maybe.
Hey, I'm not saying nothing, mate. That's a shit narrative to me. But it's.
I'm just here for
they were
starting
missing
rage
all
bait
those
today.
players, but I could tell you who South Sydney were missing. They were missing Latrell Mitchell. They were missing Shaq Mitchell. They were missing Campbell Graham. You literally lost to a team that. Cameron Murray, bro, you know what I mean? Like, they were missing a lot of players, dude. Their outside backs looked like a reserve grade outside back team.
They're missing Tyne
Like
Milne, if you ask
Tyrone
me.
Munro, cuz, you know what I mean? That team would have been better with Tyne Milne, bro. And you lost to him. Your worst nightmare, Tyne Milne, bro.
Shout out to Tyne, I miss him.
I've missed Tyne so much, dude. He's been working with Payne Haas. That's how he's learned how to offload.
I was gonna say we probably would have done worse. He would have offloaded and they would have scored more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They literally would have been better with Tyne Milne, and you lost to him.
Or he could just get that Tyne Milne performance where he just does everything right, which is a very rare.
Yeah,
Remember that game last year?
The
he was
Dolphins.
kicking?
There was a Dolphins game where he literally he could not do anything right. Like he hogged it and he pretty much solo lost him the game. And then he has a game like 2 weeks later. I can't even remember who it was where he's doing like through the leg passes and shit. Like shout out Tyne Milne, I think maybe that was the most entertaining player I've seen in years. That wasn't like a big name player, dude. He was like JaVale McGee on the Lakers, man. Like he's so much.
My favorite thing about Tyne, the lazy arm.
Yeah. Man, I couldn't get it down, ref. You know.
Thank you, Tane.
All right, but hey, so 1-3 for the mighty Penrith Panthers, 1-3 or 1-2 for the Dragons, and
We were 1-3, I think.
is it 1-3? We had a bye. Yeah. So and then the Dogs, the last men standing at the top of the ladder, undefeated. Who would have thought that, huh? Not me. And definitely not Flaxxy, judging on how fast he said Sharks 13+. But we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit later. Now,
It's disappointing from the Sharks when we get into it.
it actually, man, they didn't. They played well, man. I don't think they didn't even.
Played better.
I think they played. They played better towards the end.
The error count was low. Like they were pretty disciplined. It's just like they just got bullied, and I really don't want to gas up this Dogs team, but I had no chance. In my mind, I thought there was no way we win that game. I was so pessimistic, dude.
It was so convincing.
Yeah, and we didn't just beat them. It wasn't like a fluke win. It was like straight bullying. But we're definitely going to talk about that
There's two bullies I want to speak about.
We're definitely going to talk about that. But listen, boys, when we were here last week, there was something that we missed, and it's not our fault. Usually Joseph's on the sideline scrolling through Instagram to see if anything comes up, But he was on the mic, and we missed DCE by like half an hour, bro. I was in the car driving, and that's when I'm getting the DCE notifications, and that's a big bombshell.
That's such a big bombshell. Like I was talking to Joseph, we had found out, and then I was on the phone I had ended up in the car and I called you. I was like, do I turn back? I'm not
We've
sure.
got something now, I think.
Yeah, I just got. Soy just sent something. Breaking high tackles will now be instant sin bins. That's like.
That's a joke.
Although I like all high
No,
tackles.
that's got to be a meme. That's NBA. That's
It's,
NRL
it's,
Centel.
it's April Fool's tomorrow, surely,
That's
mate.
NRL
Fox
Centel.
League, high tackles will now be instant sin bins. No fucking.
I
No,
don't
no,
believe
that's
that.
Fox.
Nah.
Fox League. Like,
That's
proper-
Fox League.
That's fixed league, bro. That's
Fixed league.
NBA Centel,
Mate.
bro. That's
It's April Fool's
No,
tomorrow,
fuck
boys.
off. That is a joke.
It's real.
if
April Fool's is tomorrow, man.
Yeah, I'm not buying it yet.
yeah, that's gonna last. I'll give it 2 weeks.
Yeah, what's gonna happen when you got seven
I'll give it 2
What?
weeks. Maybe it's a good thing Tane Milne's not in the NRL.
He'd be sent off.
Dude, high tackles being instant. So you're telling me that Reed Marnie one where someone fell like onto his fucking dick and he's hit him high. The first Reed Marnie high tackle in the human history because he's 4'1". You're telling me that's gonna be a sin bin?
Yep.
There are some things in this game that you just cannot control. Are some high tackle sin bins? Yeah. Some of them shouldn't. Some of them shouldn't even be
Someone
penalty.
actually commented that on their post.
April Fools.
No, they're talking about reminding like his lowest grass. Would that be considered a sin?
Yeah,
Ask
he's
that
literally
question.
like
What,
you
eye
let the
contact?
you let the grass grow for 4 weeks and it's gonna be taller than Reed Marnie. All right, and but fuck me, how is that even a thing, bro? Like, this is why we have Joey, bro. That's got to be some sort of April Fool's joke, like a couple hours early because.
Man, are they
It's
on
like
New
the
Zealand
NRL
time?
doesn't understand their own product. They don't even understand their own product, dude. And there are some things in contact sports that you have no control over, and high shots are one of them. You have control over offside. You have control over whether you catch a ball or not a lot of the time. You don't have control over where the guy with the ball ends up. He could stack it, fall into your knee, and that shouldn't be a penalty. But what was it last year? A penalty and a sin bin against the Dolphins for the Rabbitohs. You
Well,
know
there
what
was
I mean?
a shoulder charge in the Tigers game where literally the Warriors player fell in to the shoulder and it was considered on report.
Yeah,
now is that going to be a sin bin?
That would be a sin bin.
So okay, it's bang like I just did that, but now you're getting sin
And the
bin for it.
crazy
Like,
thing is, I was going to compliment the referees who have been diabolical for the first 4 weeks of the year, but I was going to compliment them on how well they've been with the sin bins. Because there were things last year and the year before that would have been sin bins, like hip drops and high shots. For the most part, they've been pretty lenient on the hip drops, bro, and the sin bins and all this shit. And now all of a sudden it's becoming like the Third Reich Nazi regime on high shots, bro. Like just like that. Like, bro, these people running the game, they don't even know,
They haven't laced up, mate. That's simple as that.
people in suits, mate. People in suits. Get them down to the charity match, bro. I'll show them. When I'm back. TK will show them.
They want to see a high shot.
Yeah. I know this guy, mate. Brad Takarangi.
mate, he
Get him leading the referees,
he
mate.
would send
Get
off.
Brad Takarangi making the rules, bro. All right, bro. Cuz I can't even talk about that for too long. That one just makes me want to vomit. That has to be some sort of April Fool's joke. If it isn't, then these guys, the game is going to die if it keeps going in this direction. Because the physicality is what we like. And we don't like people getting hit in the head, right? Because it does damage. I get it. All right. And that's fair enough. And I think there should be longer suspensions for intentional head highs.
Make
like,
it fairer. Make it more aggressive when they go to judiciary. Don't slap them with an $1,800 fine. That's one of the biggest issues. If people knew they were going to get suspensions, they'd take a lot more care.
People hate missing games, and so like if that's all right. You give them a fine, they don't care about money.
Dude, I just think, I think the lower grade one should just be
Money.
or a week max. So, like,
But the grading is messed up,
You
if
start
we're being
start smashing the crap out of someone's head on purpose. You should miss half the season, dude.
Yeah, but
That's
But I don't think there's a single player in the NRL that goes in a. This is a contradiction, right? Because this is a kid juniors. You've all played the sport, right? You're told, go in hard, make sure you hit him hard, make good first contact, right? And sometimes good first contact is with the head, not intentional, but it happens. And like, let's throw back to Origin last year when Solly pretty much took out Reece Walsh's head. Like, I loved it.
Killed my Pookie Bear Reece. He killed my Pookie Bear Reece
Right?
Walsh.
But when you look at that, he was slipping, but he went in with intent.
Yeah.
Right?
But
But the intent wasn't to take his head off. His intent was, I want to smash this boy.
And Origin is all about the intent, like the hatred.
And now does this come into Origin?
If this comes into Origin, you're
you
going
might as well
like
scrap the whole
we
event.
might as well just give AFL the game. And I've seen, I don't know nothing about AFL, but I've seen people whinging about AFL rules. I've been seeing people whinging about the contact sports getting softer because they're worried about player health. But the main thing, they're not worried about player health, bro. They're worried about people in suits coming to fucking sue them, bro. That's what they're worried about. And that's why they're becoming Nazi Germany again. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
we went through this shit. Remember 2018 when it was just a penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty? I wanted to neck myself watching a Melbourne versus Tigers game with 37 penalties in it or whatever the hell it was, right? There are just some things that need to be left
know what?
alone.
Let them do it.
The whistle needs to be out of the referee's mouth.
Let them do it.
Let them do it. Let them do it, and let's see what they say in a couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
they realize they've cocked it up.
Because
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Dude, they're doing-
how bad's the high tackle going to be? Because
Let
we
them
see
do
some really sloppy high tackle calls where it's like, it's just like not even a bad high tackle. It's just like here, it's around the shoulders. Is that going to be a sin bin?
Yeah, that's what
That's
that's
just so
saying. dude.
stupid. Like, I get clothes hanging or
Dude.
like hit him around the chin and like
And
not even that. Like, it shouldn't even be
And
that.
here's the problem, right? And here's the fucking problem. The NRL is so dumb, all right? Like, cuz they have how many mid-season rule changes have they made? And tell me how many of them were successful. I'm telling you, doing a change like
Downtown,
this is
hip drop.
This is a massive, and the hip drop shit ruined the integrity of that whole season. The next 2 years until players learn how to adjust. You do that in the off season, the adjustment is going to be seamless, a lot easier.
This is-
you know what I mean? And you have a trial period where people are learning, because this shit is effed up. Doing this change like this in the middle of the season,
Round 4.
All I can
five.
do is quote, is use a League of Legends reference here in 2015 where they made. Okay, imagine you have the World Cup, all right, the World Cup of something, like where all of the best teams in the world are coming to face each other, and you drop the biggest changes the game has ever seen in the space of like
20 minutes before
in
start.
like 1 week, 2 weeks before the World Cup. You'd assume that thing would be absolute chaos, right? And that's what it was. And they learned their lesson. Because if a bloody game company can learn their lesson, then a sport that's been going around for 120 fucking years can learn their lesson,
Let
bro.
them do it.
But they don't learn their lesson. You would think these guys are so good at making money. It's crazy. They're so good at making money and generating revenue when they don't even know their own product. They don't even know
the
why the
consumer
people
wants as
what the
well.
consumer wants, why people go to watch the game in the first place. Dude, I don't go to games as much as I used to because the entire part of defense, for the most part, is boring as hell. I love the way the Dogs defend because I'm seeing someone get pushed back every set at least, bro. And that's mad. That gets the crowd in. But you watch a middle of the pack team, like their defense is boring as hell. All you want, when you watch the Cowboys, all you want is to have the ball in their hands. You don't want to see them defend because it's boring. Nobody goes for anything risky anymore. That's why people like Tane Milne, for me, are fun to watch because they don't care about the rules, bro. They just want to smash. And I'm not. I genuinely,
piss take.
I
It's
genuinely
legitimate.
loved watching Tane Milne because the guy was a loose cannon, bro. He was a mixed bag, and he would just, even if he came out of nowhere and knock someone out, like Dom Young did to Blake Tav, I find that entertaining to watch. People call me crazy. There's none of that anymore.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
Remember, the irony is, not the irony, but what I love is every time they want to market Vegas, one of the big things they'll use for marketing Vegas is old videos of big shots and all of this stuff. And you think you're going to get that into the game, but at the same time, you want to enforce something like that. If I'm playing, I'll just go, but I'm not going for that big shot anymore. I was suspended 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I let the team down last week because I got put in the bin when the game was 12-4 in the last 20 minutes. I got put in the bin. The team copped 3 tries. Like, people aren't going to go for that stuff anymore.
Yeah, and you're saying, like, it's insane how much money this game is generating where they could make so much more. And this is the issue I've actually found, is that this game, it's losing its defense. It's becoming such more of an attacking game. We've seen the past few weeks. It's been low-scoring games, bit of issues. Everyone's hating it now because everyone's used to this attacking game where they want tries, but there's no defense. And then when we get defensive games or when we do get games where there's some sort of defense, then Like, it sucks now.
Hell, yeah.
Yeah, but it's because, like, man, when you watch the '04 Dogs, bro, that team was entertaining when they didn't have the ball and when they did have the ball.
Yeah.
Well, players like Sonny Bill, it's crazy to think that players like Sonny Bill would be less entertaining now because of the rule changes, right?
Steve Maddow.
That guy would come out of nowhere and belt the crap out of players and he's 18, 19 years old, bro. And, like, you go on the NRL, all right, and it's crazy that Sonny Bill, where half his highlights are on defense, would have. If you go on YouTube to go watch NRL highlights, man, Sonny Bill would be up there, and it's him belting the crap out of people. You wouldn't even find a highlight reel on a forward nowadays, bro. It's very rare because it's like,
Or it's all attacking.
Yeah.
That's it. And yeah, as you said, people are hating it now, and
Man.
it's crazy how much money they make already. And how much more they could make if they just listen to the fan base.
I know, bro. And look, they do everything to suppress us. And it's like, as a creator, it's frustrating them not, like, they want to grow the game, but there's no one there with, like, they're all OGs, but they're not like good OGs. They're OGs, they're old people in suits that like rugby league, but I don't think they get rugby league, man.
I don't think they
I
play
actually don't think they get it.
I don't think they played it.
Man, they might have played it, or maybe they played it when it was like, man, it's if they did play it, they should be embarrassed about themselves because everything good about rugby league back then is gone with the physical. Like, we're talking like, Peter V'landys probably played in the 80s, bro. Because the 80s was full of blokes smashing the shit out of each other.
And then going out and having a beer afterwards.
Yeah,
Like,
and we're going to work the next day. All right?
The CTE generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and I get that.
But
And
they
CTE,
knew
like,
what they were getting themselves into, man.
And I get you have to protect yourself with, like, CTE. It's such a big issue, like, with athletes that are older now. But there is still got to be that contact because that is what the sport was built off.
For sure, man. So
that's
that was
fucking
a
sad.
bit of a curveball, but man, we can't let that story get away from us like DCE's one did.
Yeah.
What if we just found out? What if we just found out that was an April Fool's joke and we just
spent 15 fucking minutes.
Hey, that would be a good clip, Mark. That would be a good clip. Like, full taking it serious, and it's an April Fool's joke from Fox League. But I don't think it's not far fetched for the NRL to do something drastic like that in the middle of the year. Fucking dumb cunts. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm giving you plenty of swear words to edit out of this one, boys. But
yeah.
boys, DCE, once out of Manly. We're a little bit late to the party with this one. 1 week late to the party. But man, if you were DCE, where would you go? And is he a dog for leaving?
No.
I don't think he's a dog.
No, well, like, it just shows, I don't know who brought it up, but, like, a lot of people are saying you can see where it's the club that gets to make the narrative and it's the club that gets to sort of show.
Any sport, man.
Exactly. DCE went out on the same night that they got a phone call on NRL's 360 and said, no, like, respectfully, no. And I think he stays in Sydney. I don't think he's a dog for leaving because he's given that club everything. Like, really, he's given that club so much. He backflipped when the Titans wanted him back years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't think he goes. I think he's settled. He's got kids. He's got a wife. He's got a lot of people are saying up in Brisbane, whether or not it could have been the Titans because, Kieran Foran's getting older. But I don't know where. I think it's between the Dogs and the Roosters where I've heard. People are saying Penrith, which I was like,
Yeah, no. Penrith was Justin Horror brought up Penrith, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I did like that idea because it just makes sense and it gives you a couple of years to nurse one of
the younger
ways.
someone.
Man, dude, imagine, like, honestly, there's parts of, like, it's crazy to think, but, like, there are ways that DCE just makes Cleary better. Like, just, like, because he's got that, Cleary doesn't have that longevity yet, and the injuries are starting to come into his game, and then he's going to meet with a bloody 36-year-old half that's never injured, always consistent, has been consistent for bloody in the NRL for 14, 15 years, mate.
With Cleary, he's got 2 injuries, which typically, like, they're just going to keep recurring. Like,
It's the hamstring.
The hamstring, once you blow your hamstring once, you're done.
Yeah.
I don't mean you're done, like, you can't play, but at some point...
It never goes back to 100%.
At some point, you're going to blow it again. You're going to blow it again. You're going to get blowing it again.
Yeah, but it's like...
Why do you think
these
turbos-
halves...
Yeah.
But these halves, man, they're starting to figure out ways. When you get older and you get smarter and you get wiser, you put yourself in those positions less. Like, we had Kieran Foran, who just kept getting injured every 5 games, like 4 or 5 games, you know what I mean? He was like a tampon, mate. 1 week in, 3 weeks out. All right, and then all of a sudden he leaves the Dogs, and then he smartens up. He goes to Manly and then misses like 5 games the next 2 years, bro. All right, because he changed the way he played. He was no longer taking the line on. Like, I can respect a brother getting injured the way he did, because he was taking the line on like he didn't care about his body. But eventually, yeah, and I know he's injured now, but the guy's like 100 years old. Fair enough, he's allowed to get injured. But guys like DCE, Hunt, even Adam Reynolds, Adam Reynolds changed his game to try and get injured
But
less.
he was just a little bit too late for him, I reckon.
Yeah, but I reckon DCE there's definitely parts of DCE that can rub off on Nathan. And imagine how much a DCE would rub off on guys like Blaze, guys like Jack Cole. Both of them could sort of use like someone.
A veteran.
I was gonna say rubbing off on them, but that would just sound.
Pause.
That's a big pause. But yeah, I think it's between the Cowboys and the Roosters, bro. I haven't seen one report that said the Cowboys, but go and tell me that wouldn't make the most sense.
I mean, you put him next to Dearden. That's
You put him near Tom Dearden, and then you get a couple of forwards, and you're looking at a contender, bro. Or maybe, and they need an outside back as well.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at a contender there.
I think.
And a new hooker for next year because Rich Watson's leaving.
Yeah. Maybe call that Jake Lidcombe, Jake Orban. No.
Nah, look, I think with someone like DC, I think you listen to the way he spoke, especially last week. I think everyone just looks, where's he going? And I think the biggest review for him was just kind of his intentions. Like, he looks like he's still keen to play a lot more years, and it's about who's going to give him that sort of security. I don't know, obviously gets misconstrued, like how it all played out, but from the sounds of things, it sounded like Manly kind of just thought, he wants the same deal as he was on before, and it doesn't sound like his main drive and ambition is to still be on $1 million plus anymore. I think it's just, I want to play maybe one more year, but I want to have the security of knowing I've got 2 locked in, right? And if I do one, then I leave after 1, sweet. If I do one more, and then I've got another one, and I feel ready to go for it again, then I might do that. But then it's also like, when you're in his position, why would you want to move unless you see genuine, I'm just thinking from my perspective, unless you see genuine, like, premiership-like status, right? I look at Hunt when he left the Dragons last year. You looked at that Broncos team, and we all kind of came to the conclusion that, look, I think those players are underperforming, and that team's definitely capable of being like a premiership contender. And I think DC would look at it the same. I don't think, why would I leave somewhere uncomfortable to go to somewhere I might maybe win one more premiership? This seems like a legacy move rather than just purely a money move. So you got to think what's best for his legacy.
Yeah, I think like if I'm DC, I'm not leaving to downgrade, bro. You know what I mean? Like I don't know
it's
why.
Not like
I don't
Manly
know.
are bums.
Yeah,
And that's why I'm
they're
think-
contenders in my opinion, man. Like they just got to stay healthy and probably get a hooker. But
And that's why I'm not thinking the Cowboys. Like, I think he's going for a premiership. He would go like to
Well,
a
look at
Roosters.
Kronk. Like,
but
why did
I think
Kronk leave
that
when Kronk left the Storm? Like, you got to look at that. Like, I just feel like at this time in your career, it's all legacy players. You're not leaving just for the sake of
you're
you
either
know,
leaving for an insane last payday,
security or
you're
legacy.
leaving to just. I think he just wants a fresh start somewhere else, just to experience playing somewhere else. You know, I was watching DCA what he was talking about being a one club man. Like after I saw there was a 6 or 7 minute video on YouTube about his backflip that they dropped 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because it was like the 10-year mark and it just was crazy good timing. And man, like he seemed adamant that he wanted to stay, like spend his whole career there. I can honestly see him staying. It just because it depends on whether there's a team that's better that goes after him, and that's why if you're Penrith, like I remember when you guys got like Pangai, you know what I mean, out of nowhere, nobody really expected it, but it ended up translating into another comp. And I can see you guys going for DCE. Like I'm sure you guys got plenty of money there, going for DCE, and man, him and Nathan would work really well together because players of that caliber, they can learn how to play with each other.
100%.
But speaking of Penrith boys, we'll probably move on. Rabbits versus Panthers.
Yep.
The Rabbitohs were literally 28-0 up at halftime and were.
I couldn't believe it.
Then just they, you know, when you're going downhill. And it's like a long, steep downhill, and you're driving manual, and you just put it in neutral, and you just let it
roll.
ride. That's exactly what the Rabbitohs did.
Park the bus.
Yeah, they didn't even park the bus because park the bus
Means you're not
insinuates that
concede
you're still going
points.
to put in effort,
Yeah.
and they just They just switched off, which
We
is
were-
which is a Rabbitohs thing to do.
Look,
But they were so far up that they had no chance of coming back. But then, in all honesty, if that Leota try got given,
We
which
would've
it which should have been given,
So
they would have
realis-
had 20 minutes to chase down 2 tries.
Before we get
realistically,
into it, I'm just
we
gonna-
got robbed. That's all I'm just gonna say.
You didn't get
Penrith got
robbed.
robbed.
You didn't get robbed, but
I think you're clutchy.
But I would be
Look,
be
if
heated.
The
You know what I
only
mean?
team, it would have been the biggest comeback. Or the
No,
Dolphins
it would-
game.
no, no, no.
It would have been the biggest
It
comeback.
would have been the
It
biggest
would have been the
comeback,
biggest
yeah.
comeback of all time.
Dolphins game was 26,
26,
against
yeah.
the Titans.
Yeah, the
That was
Dragons came back
28.
against the Eels last year. Poor.
That would have been something. That would have been something else.
anyways,
But you lost.
But the only team that could do that is Penrith. And yeah, I think that Moses' try was absolute bullshit.
Yeah, I think it
like
was a try.
the fact that we had all the momentum, and after that point we lost everything. Like we had no momentum after that. Because that was our last ditch effort. And I think obviously it should have never got down to that point. Penrith played terrible, and I think we played 4 games, and we've conceded more points in 4 games than I think it took us half the season to get to that. But we've also put on a lot more points. We're one of the top point scorers in the comp as well. So yeah, it was very disappointing. Obviously, things just kept getting worse. Trent Talau then got injured. Bizzard done his hammy again, so he's out for 4 weeks. So it's a very
Trent Talau, he had a shocker, dude.
look.
And I don't want to judge him on one game. 'Cause,
Neither
he
do
was
I.
mad in the trial, and he was good when he played last year.
I think-
but that was a generational stinker. I
was a
hope that
stinker.
doesn't.
But that's what you get.
That's a learning experience for him,
Exactly.
for sure.
It was pressure, and I'll get to you, but I had so much confidence in him. I was like saying, bring him in, and then he just we just couldn't hold the ball. We just kept dropping it, and I think the pressure got to him, and obviously everyone else not playing well around him, it just lowered the confidence, and there was no confidence there. And I think that.
But that's what you
There's
get
no
with kids,
leadership,
man.
man.
That's what you
Yeah.
get with kids. It's inconsistent, especially when you got a lot of kids playing. Like you have good weeks and you have bad weeks. Like
Yeah.
And that was the issue with the Tigers last year. There are a lot of kids playing. And we have Yo, but when Yo had Yo had a shocker as well.
That was Yo's worst game I've seen him play in years.
Yeah. And so
Maybe
when,
ever, dude.
when he's having a stinker and he's the leadership, you're not going to get anything out of
He's
him.
the
get out
only
of this.
leader there, dude. Because you're missing that leader at the back in Edwards. And if you're going to play a young half like Trent, he'll do a million times better playing next to Cleary than playing next to Jack Cole.
Yes.
Jack's learning on the job as well.
Jack's learning, mate. He's and he's shown actually good signs the last couple of weeks.
But he's young.
But then
That's what
he's
you get.
showing he's showing good signs and he's showing some terrible signs.
He's showing
within
rookie
five-
mistakes, which
within
is-
5 minutes of each other. It's crazy. But you definitely need Nathan back, dude. Without Nathan, I think you make top 8, but I think you definitely don't make top 4 without Nathan.
I think for me, when I said I didn't Luai, we don't miss him the player, we miss the leadership that he brought, because you can see it on the Tigers. He talks, he yells, he's angry when shit's not going our way, and we don't have someone that's pissed off enough like that to go off at these young kids.
There's no more mongrel.
There's no more mongrel on the team. We've lost all of
and
it.
we're definitely going to mention some mongrel a bit later, but you're missing Luai the player too, dude. Because when you get him in positions to succeed, he's classy, man. He gets you points, and you're.
But I think
you're scoring a lot, but it's just looking ugly. It's not smooth. It's you're scoring these points because of the Penrith system rather than and a team.
It's purely executed.
Yeah, it's not as crisply executed as it usually is with Jerome and with Natho. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, and against some of the tries you scored last week, against South Sydney, against an actual good team, you probably wouldn't have scored them. You're just lucky you're versing a South team that had more injuries than you, which is crazy because that was an evenly matched game. But the thing is, they had Cody Walker.
Yeah.
And they had guys with some
Footy
some
experience.
games, bro. You just didn't have the footy experience.
Yeah, we've gotten really young again. So I think, am I worried? Look, it's been a rough March, but you don't win premierships in March. It's
Yeah,
going to be
I know.
April, and
Certainly lose them.
mate, I think, look, going into next week, we'll move on, we'll get to that point. But I think next week, there is a threshold I have for us. We have Nathan Cleary back, and if we can win convincingly, I'm not worried about this year.
I want your opinion on what's wrong with your defense, dude. Because this is like,
I don't know.
this is absurd. Like, you guys have copped like 30 the last 4 weeks, dude.
The Roosters necked you.
As I said, this is like what we have conceded in 4 games took us half a season last year and the year before that. Like, we have had 20 scored on us every game.
Do you think you guys are burnout? I know it's different players. It's different players, but do you honestly look at it and go burnout? Like, I look at like teams in different sports that have been successful. You get to a point where you just can't do it anymore. Sometimes it's not a talent thing. Sometimes you just get burnt out.
I don't think it's a burnout though.
I'm asking the question.
I get it. Like Nathan Cleary, he can't be burned out. He hasn't played a full season of rugby
But it's
league
not
in
just
4 years.
physical burnout. It's mental burnout as well. Like, to get up and want to be the best every day and do that for 5 years. Let's count the grand final you guys lost as well.
But if you're looking at the team we had 5 years ago and now, that's a completely different team.
Completely different. But the leadership is. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah,
I want to keep.
These guys aren't burnt out. Like, the only you got like
physically, maybe.
Nathan is physically burnt out.
Yeah.
All right.
But mentally.
But he has to play, dude. Like, they can't rest this bloke. No load management with Nathan Cleary. He's got to play because they need him they needed him in the big moments, but now they need him in every moment, dude. They need him big
want to take
time.
the slack off him as much anymore.
You can't. There's no Jerome, bro. There's no one that's gonna be there to make life easy for them and to execute properly and to be a leader when Nathan's not there, bro.
So what should your Hasp combination be?
When Nathan's not there, because obviously, like, we have thoughts on Origin when that comes, into play and other things. I think I liked Snyder. When Snyder was on, he played really well. But I think it has... I wouldn't mind a Trent Talau, Blaze Talangi mix. Jack Cole obviously has had some good moments, but then you said 5 minutes later he's doing the worst thing and he's given us, like, he's exposing us defensively, or he's dropping the ball, or he's making rookie errors. So I think a mix of... I think Nathan Cleary and Blaze Talangi should be a key look at, because we need someone that's there permanently. We can't be like the Knights last year where you're chucking Cogger in and you're changing it up and you're changing your rotations every week, because that's just not going to work.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not going to work. So I think Brad Schneider's also good. It has to be either Brad Schneider, or Trent Talau, or Blaze Talangi. But, injuries, we could have Dylan Edwards out longer. He's back. It just depends on what lineup is. Is Nathan Cleary going to get injured halfway through the year again? Like, we just don't know.
I think so, to be honest.
If he is, then Brad Schneider.
Well, he wasn't really injured. He got head knocked. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just a shit.
No,
go.
but
yeah.
obviously, but
but-
he's been injured every year we've won the comp, and so that's a worry. Like, it's not an if, it's a when. It's like turbo.
Consistency to his injuries.
Which sucks. So
it's like right on schedule. You know what I mean?
look, and I think
around 17-ish, around there.
we definitely have to play around it, because there's going to be a point where either Nathan's not in due to injury or he's not going to be in there due to Origin. I don't know what the answer is, and I don't think Ivan knows either, because look, like, we had a different lineup to last week. Blaze didn't play this week. I think Blaze would have been a really good addition this week.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Dane Laurie can't be fullback if Dylan's there. I think it has to be... like, Tom Jenkins was back there last week, and then Blaze, the week before. But I don't... See, my thing is, I don't know why we're so bad defensively, because we have built our system on defense. We have built it on fitness and defense. And where we have struggled offensively last year and the years before, we've been able to count on our defense to win us games and break down the team. I don't know what the issue is, and I think we're trialing different things, and we're going to be trialing different things
for a little bit,
for a while, until we figure out what works and what we can stick with. And that's why I think this week, when Nathan comes in, I'm interested to see how we go next week with the team list tomorrow. Is Trent Talau going to be in 6? Is Jack Cole going to be in 6 or is Brad Snyder going to be in 6? That's a really interesting question for me. Is Blaze Stellinger going to be at the back and they're going to drop Dane Laurie? That's interesting as well. Biz is also out. So is Tom Jenkins now going to go to the wing? Is Casey McLean going to come back? We've made so many changes over the past few weeks and it obviously didn't work last week. It's going to be hard, but
That's your biggest issue. Chemistry, dude.
Chemistry
You're
is-
constantly chopping and changing the lineup. And this being a whole new lineup altogether with some major pieces missing is why your defense is struggling right now, because there's going to be an adjustment period. All right, when you cut a wound, when you cut yourself, the wound needs to heal, and your wounds are healing right now. But
the issue is
but
we
there's
get
pain.
we get to Origin, and we're nearly fully healed, and then we get cut again because now it's a new combination.
Yeah.
You know, and then it gets jumbled up for 6
But
weeks.
you've
during
done so
Origin.
much for the legwork during the beginning phase of the season that origin period doesn't hurt you that much.
No.
Like you might drop
See-
a couple of games.
Yeah,
but
and
it's not.
you just got to hope that you're versing those good teams instead of the shit teams.
If you want my honest opinion, I don't actually think Penrith give a crap about being in the top 4. I think, like we didn't give a crap about the minor premiers. I think we're just looking for the top 8, and we'll go from there in the finals.
Yeah.
We'll turn up in the finals. And I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, I don't think a team out of the top 4 has won a comp. I wouldn't be surprised if Penrith's the first. Obviously, like I'm talking, we're in March. We're obviously looking really bad at the moment. We're like down there with Parramatta who haven't won a game, but that's just my point of view. Obviously, a lot of people are going to give me shit being a Penrith fan and just wanting to see us lose. But if you're looking at my honest, unbiased opinion, I think if it was to happen and if Penrith were somehow going to make it this year, it would be from the bottom of the top 4.
Yep.
Or bottom of the top 8.
Last time a team won the comp outside the top 8 was in 1995 when Dogs won the comp. They were 6.
There we go.
It's been 30 years this year since a team outside the top 4 won. the
Jeez, that's
comp.
how old I am. Fuck.
Fucking old fart, bro.
Jiddu.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts.
He misses Vegas. Flaxxy
I miss
misses
Vegas. This is why I'm wearing the shirt. Just take me back to Vegas.
And the hat.
Yeah.
And the hat. And the shirt. And the shorts. And he's a full kit wanker.
Wanker, man, but I'm here for it. Take me back to Vegas. We haven't won in Australia yet. So.
Boys, we're going to touch on the Roosters and Titans game because we spent a lot of time on that game. We got 2 or 3 other games that have some major talking points and a few others that they were stinkers, poo slingers. Roosters v Titans was, in my opinion, one of those because it was just a knock-on effect from the Roosters look so poor.
I don't get it.
They just
such
they
a
need
consistent team.
brother go give like Sam Walker some peptides or some shit. Get this bloke back ASAP.
I don't get it.
I can't watch these Roosters team, dude. It's just knock on after knock on. I don't even know. Their completion rate's somehow getting worse. What are they doing at training, bro? They mentioned on Levels today. Shout out Levels, by the way. They gave me a shout out and watched one of my clips on the Levels podcast. So shout out to them. Willie Mason was mentioning penis hands. How they made like someone on the Dogs team wear a pink shirt that says penis hands when they were in and it used to be like Roy Azatazi and basically this whole Roosters team should be wearing that penis hands shirt because they can't hold the fucking ball. They couldn't hold it against the Warriors. They couldn't hold it last week. And just if this team held the ball, they'd actually be fun to watch. But they can't catch. They can't catch. Everything just looks out of sync. It's like they're playing on 150 ping. And the Titans, all the Titans had to do is be solid. All you have to do against the Roosters is just not be shit, and you'll beat them as they're currently playing. Now, I'm telling you, man, when I did my mock decisions, I had Roosters, like when I did my ladder predictor, I had the Roosters losing this game. I had the Roosters going like 1-7, bro. It was 0-7 before they got their first win. But I'm telling you, Stan Walker comes back against the Dogs because the Dogs are the Lakers of the NRL and players always come back against the Dogs. He'll come back against the Dogs. They'll find a way they'll either snag a win. They'll snag a win or we'll belt them, but we'll beat them and then it will be close and it gives them some confidence and then they'll go on a run. But until then, it's like pure survival mode. Chad Townsend and Sandon Smith literally gave that game to the Titans because they were doing the same thing over and over. I said it on my live stream and on my TikToks that I was watching Sean Johnson last year where it's like he's just in his head that he's not going to pass it to his fullback or go out the back.
Just short ball.
He's just going to do short ball Johnson, short ball Johnson, short.
so
Cuz I'm telling you,
frustrating.
Jaden Campbell tackled Angus Crichton so many times that he's like, I don't want to. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. So why not just beat him to the ball? And that's what he did. He got that mad intercept, and that ruined the whole game for the Roosters because they had so much possession, and they would refuse to go out wide. Like Robert Toy is sitting there, diddling with his thumbs, bro.
Sense.
Diddling,
Penis hands.
diddling, what? It's dwiddling, eh? Twiddling. Fuck, I watched The Simpsons before I came here. Diddly, you know what I mean? Like, too much Ned Flanders, but he's twiddling his thumbs. Fucking Mark the Wanganita Waisai, bro. The guy scored and they just stopped giving him the ball. Like it's working, right? So let's just not do it anymore because we want to show mercy. I don't know, but watching them play, it's like it's just they're not their eyes are not up. It's like they think they can't think on the fly, bro. There's no variation. It's the same shit over and over. That's why they miss Sam Walker so much because you don't know what Sam Walker's gonna do. You think that he's gonna run and he's thrown a four-man Harbour Bridge cutout ball to the winger on a dime and he's scored. Or you think he's gonna pass and he's put some stupid little grubber into James Tedesco that's already running on his knees to put the ball down. They don't have this anymore. And
What just blows my mind with that Roosters team is for a team that knew so many key players were leaving for so long, how underprepared they were going into a season. Like, to this day, I don't get a justification for anything they did with releasing players, bringing players in. Like, it just none of it makes sense. You know how sometimes you see a team do something like, for example, let's use the Dragons. Yeah, Gutho's old, whatever. You can kind of understand why they brought Gutho in, right? Or you look at other teams, like you look at the Tigers, the people that they brought in, you go, I kind of get that. There's no guarantees or sureties that'll work out, but with the Roosters, none of it. None of it makes any sense.
Well, they had the David Fafita and then that back turn. So, like, whether or not they thought that was enough, or like, because
But look at
by
what
the
he
way,
backturn. He didn't backturn in November, man. He had so much notice.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Bro,
you
Manu
knew Manu
gave me-
was leaving.
yeah.
You knew Manu was leaving. You knew when he was leaving.
Suaalii.
You knew when like, it's not like they had a lack of funds either as well. That's what I'm just saying. Like,
it's the Roosters. They're never a lack of fun.
Dude, exactly, right? They got excess funds. Right.
Doesn't make
But here's
sense.
the thing, right? And it gets even worse because the Fafita thing, Sicily Tupanua felt slighted. And he leaves. And we've got poor Fletch, dude. Like, Fletch is, like, he's just having a crying sesh every week. Every time you see Sicily Tupanua in a Dogs uniform, he wants the neck. Because he doesn't understand. And Terrell May in a Tigers jersey.
It doesn't make sense, but tell me, how does it make sense?
Dude, it's purely stupid coaching. It's purely stupid recruitment. Like the fact that this is the Roosters,
Arrogant almost.
the easiest team in the world to pull players, dude. Because
Eastern
you
suburb.
you live 2 minutes away from the beach. You live in the best houses. You make the most money, and you can't go sign a centre. You're telling me if you went for Valentine Holmes, he would have said no and gone to the Dragons.
He came to us for money, clear as day. So I'm not.
Yeah,
having
but
that.
like he would take. Honestly, I always meme them.
Yeah.
All right, but I will take as a player, I will take $100,000 less a year to go
the
to
Roosters.
the Roosters over the
Another
freaking
lifestyle.
Dragons,
Well, that's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Alright.
Would you, as a player, especially,
You know what? It's Hainsey. Hainsey's the reason why they don't want to come, bro. That's listen, man. Hainsey's the reason why they couldn't recruit a single player, dude. It's Hainsey, man. It's Hainsey. That's the only reason because
Logical
it
explanation.
boggles the mind that
Stay
they
up and
can't
busy,
recruit.
mate.
That they can't recruit. So I'm saying it's Hainsey, man.
No, because as a player, realistically, would you? Okay, I'm gonna offer you. I'm the West Tigers. I'm the Raiders. I'm the Cowboys. I'm gonna offer you $600,000 to play this position for however many years. Or are you gonna go $400,000, but you're guaranteed to be in the top 14 with either the Melbourne, Penrith, Roosters? Like most players would go because it's a legacy thing. That's what DCE's going for right now.
But that's different. DC's been on $1 million for a long time. So
Yeah.
you can't use
For
his
10
to
years,
apply
bro.
the- you
But-
can't- but from his perspective, the Roosters, it comes with a lifestyle, and sometimes that lifestyle outweighs whatever monetary like value you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from with DCE, but I just say.
But then Paul Alamotti, right? He's come to the Panthers. He's worth a lot more now than if he stayed at the Bulldogs.
For sure, he's like
yeah, but he saw a growth. He saw his
an
growth
opportunity. He saw an opportunity
and a gap and a plate where he could have made a. That Dogs team when Alamotti was playing wasn't yet at the stage where you wanted to be part of that Dogs team.
Yeah, and Alamotti was undercooked, man. Like we screwed him up by throwing him in too early, right? And the team knew he wasn't ready, and you're throwing him into a situation where he cannot succeed.
Like
you have Ockenball next to him, dude, playing back row, and then cause I couldn't even, man. I just like I was on that
3
side.
years ago.
that was 2-3 years ago, bro, and. But undercooked, bro. Undercooked. It's not his fault, but we didn't have a choice as a football club, and everybody had a big rap on Paul, man. Like, I knew it when he just. It's not because he was bad.
Successful.
He's 18 years old, man. Like the guy doesn't have hair on his balls yet, and he's having to defend Bradman Best. You know what I mean? Like I had on, bro, and I'm so happy for him now. And when I see him on Helen's TikToks, I just smile, bro, because it just seems like the maddest bloke. And look, I know the Roosters suck, but the Cowboys, the Titans were also pretty solid. Shout out to Tino, bro's come off his ACL and he looks better.
He's so much confidence.
Man,
so much confidence.
What a champion, bro! And man, everyone was booing him a couple of weeks ago. Like I wasn't booing him at the Dogs game, and everyone's like, "Why aren't you booing him, bro?" Well, man, he's paid his dues, bro. The guy got booed when he tore his ACL, dude. I've done mine twice now.
And they lost to 0 that game. He tore his ACL and got flogged by the Dogs to 0.
Yeah.
And then had a full year to just rebuild.
Yeah, man. He's using I don't know why he was using the Philadelphia facilities. I hope that doesn't rub off on him, the Philadelphia 76ers facilities, because he might have been using them because they were empty, because it doesn't look like Paul George or Joel Embiid or Tyrese Maxey, any of them really using them because they're all injured. But hopefully it looks like he took all their good luck, and he's looking amazing. Shout out to Tino. Shout out to Jaden Campbell. I think I'm starting. I'm willing to admit I was wrong about because his long kicking game's even his long kicking game is good, dude, and he might be a 7, man. And I thought they were just doing it because they had no other choice, because they have 3 fullbacks on the team, you know what I mean? And bro, Brimson's looking amazing at 6, albeit they're like, all right, we're a good team, all right, but I can't remember who they beat. Who they beat last week?
The Knights.
They beat the Knights. Yeah, but they were missing a lot of players. That's fair enough. And yeah, they're low on boys, mate, right now. And Roosters, you know what? That's a good win, man. And I feel like I always remember that as the Patrick Herbert derby, bro. But shout out to the Titans, man. Great football players. They play a great, fun brand of football to watch. When they have the ball in their hands, I don't want to watch them defend. I want to watch them attack, bro. Play David Feeder more minutes, you dogs.
Well, why do they have him on the bench? I think
he was. I think he just had a rough preseason with surgery and stuff. But dude, there's no way that bloke
invest long term.
But there's no way they spent the money on that bloke and he turned down the Roosters just to play 30 minutes off the bench.
I was saying,
he had a good game, but
he's
a handful.
Being a back row of a year, come on, just get him off the bench.
I think sometimes you just play the long game. You lose a couple of games at this time of the season, but you have him back at the back end or in the run-in. It's a lot better, because he's probably going to be a shoo-in for Origin at some stage this year.
100%.
He wasn't even in Origin last.
I know, but
and that's probably why they lost, because they had 0 X factor in a game that was nil or 2-4 for an hour, and they needed somebody to break open the game. And they had Felice Kafusi, was that on the bench?
Yeah. And that was just stubbornness from Billy, I think. And that was when you could almost sense that was one of those things where coaches do things, and because it's so out of pocket and most people disagree with them, they stick to it.
Yeah.
Just to kind of show people that I know better
I'm the
than
coach,
you.
yeah.
And then it's like there's no point. Yeah.
You're right there, bro.
And if he keeps doing it, which we hope you do,
please
Billy,
don't.
keep doing it, Billy. Keep doing it.
Also,
show him.
Titans have been the Roosters since 2016.
Man, there's a lot of streaks ending. A lot of streaks ending, boys. Well, we're talking about a streak not ending the next game. The losing streak for the Finns continue. continues. I look like a smarter man more and more every day.
You look like a boy that's just like gotten a lollipop. Like,
Yeah, they are caca. All right, and we're not gonna talk about this game too much because it's just regular scheduled programming at this point.
Just listen to last week.
Herbie, yeah, listen to last week. Listen to the preseason talk. Herbie, who scored a hat trick in this game last year, got absolutely bitched by Katoni Staggs the whole game to the point where he was trying to escape from torture chamber Katoni Staggs, bro. The only thing that didn't get smashed by Katoni Staggs from like Herbie Farnworth got every bit of him smashed by Katoni except his toes. So maybe he was just saving up for later. I don't know, mate. But he scored. He defended like a champion. Katoni Staggs, welcome back, my bro. And Payne Haas was Payne Haas, and Adam Reynolds was Adam Reynolds, and Hammer was Hammer. Like when you need him the most, he's just only good in open play. And I don't know, bro. They got to change something. They're not getting him involved enough. And there's a few players that have amazing ability and don't get involved enough. I feel like on that Dolphins team especially, like, dude, Hammer needs more ball. I don't know why he's so like I just want to see him involved more, man. They have that sweeping move on the right side. That's the only time where I really get to see him.
do they still got Trey Fuller?
They do have Trey Fuller,
He's out of ACL injury.
but he's out with injury. That right side for the Dolphins defensively is just yuck with Avarillo and I think it's Bostock next to him or Osako. Like this, man, and Max Plath, bro, arguably their best player in my opinion. I fucking love Max Plath. That's a football player through and through. I feel like they're just wasting him on an edge, man. I think they got to get him in the middle, or that like he's just not touching the ball enough, man. They're extending him. I'm definitely sure they're extending him for big money. So get him in a position where he can earn that money because their halves aren't getting him involved, and he's not getting involved from an edge, man. You got to get him in the middle. I reckon you chuck him at lock, he'll be a machine.
Well, he got that ball and he scored.
Wasn't he out lock? He was out look at one point, wasn't he? And he was killing it.
He was
That was last year.
last year,
yeah.
and then he went to hooker, and he played his best football at hooker, man. He was I'd never seen that. I swear I was watching the big version of Tom Dearden, bro, when he was at hooker. He just looks like Tom Dearden, but it looks like Tom Dearden ate Tom Dearden. But I think they just need to tweak this lineup. I'm sure they've got some crazy young back rowers coming through. Man, I don't know, bro. I don't know too much about the Dolphins. All I know is their best players don't touch the ball as much as they should, and they need to change that.
And I'm surprised they only lost by 8, but I really don't see them doing anything. Like, they're definitely coming last. Like, they're not.
They're finishing bottom 4 for sure. And the
think
Dolphins
you can go
fans,
last.
I had them last from the get-go. From middle of last season, I had them finishing last this year.
You've never liked the Dolphins.
I
since
like
they
the Dolphins, all right? The first year they were in, and I had a blast watching them. And if you went to Magic Round, you would have just seen Dolphins 13-plus shirts from Hello Sport everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought, because I wasn't too familiar with their merch, there were so many Dolphins 13-plus shirts there and Dogs 13-plus shirts there and stuff. I thought it was part of, like, official Magic Round merch. And I was trying to get some that said, oh, no, you have to get it from the Hello Sports store. They're all obviously sold out. But now I like the Dolphins, and I love their fans, all right? But I just don't like how the NRL's tried to baby them into the league instead of giving them a fair slate, you know what I mean? By giving them lots of, like, the same amount of games in Sydney and stuff as everyone else has to get, like, from the Queensland teams, you know? Like, playing 2 games in New South Wales is insane, like, in a whole season, and they did it 2 times in a row. Like, that's home crowd. Your home crowd advantage is a big thing in the NRL. You can see it on the weekend.
Most games, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I know a lot of home teams lost this year, but you can hear the crowd, and it impacts the game,
We were
man.
talking about this last week. Waz have their 18th men as their fucking fans.
Dogs at Belmore, we're hard to beat there now, bro. Like, we beat the hoodoo against the Raiders there. If we played that game anywhere else, we're not winning that game. Yeah. But we played it at Belmore. And, yeah, and shout out to the Broncos. Great game. Like, should have won by more, arguably. But, now we'll talk about the one of the big ones, the upset of the week for sure, I think. I know.
No, it's upset of the week.
It's all right. Arguably top 2 upset of the
There's
week.
two upsets.
Us.
No,
When you
No.
hear the next
No,
stat,
you're wrong.
I don't think
That's
it is-
biased.
I don't care about
That's
stats.
biased.
I
bro.
said upset of the week. We're second, but it's close.
You're not second.
What?
Souths were the.
No, it wasn't, dude.
Yes, it was.
We haven't won a Shark Box since 2011.
Oh.
You were 2 years old in 2011. Be quiet. You should have stayed that way. I bet you would have been a cute little kid as well, bro. What the hell happened?
Now, Braith.
Yeah, Buzz.
Now,
You
Braith.
know how old Buzz was in 2011? 79.
Now, Braith.
Now he's 92 years old, bro.
He still looks the same.
All right. And it was second best upset for sure because you said Sharks 13 plus a hell of a lot quicker than Rabbitohs, than Penrith 1 to 12 or whatever the hell you had, all right? You said Sharks 1 to 12 like you were Eminem and Rap God, bro. And then now how do you look? Egg on your face, mate.
Look.
But you could cook an egg and put it on your face and it'll be darker than your skin, mate. Yeah, that's right. Don't talk shit about my team, bro.
I don't.
But I'm not talking shit about the Dragons this week because of you. We're the only undefeated team left. So shout out to the Dragons. Love yous all. Look, Melbourne were missing Jerome Hughes, and
I don't care.
And they did have a little bit of a sticker.
I don't care.
But you know what? The Dragons still won. All right. It's Tyrell Sloan defending. All right. Is it his fault? Because you should give him his raps. Because a lot of I know you weren't too hard.
I've never been hard on that.
You've never
kid.
really been hard. He's one of the few Dragons fans that wasn't too hard on Tyrell Sloan, but so many of them were. Bro's holding his own. He's way better than any of the Fiennes, mate. You could get the whole Fienne bloodline in there. Tyrell Sloan's better. All right, shout out Tyrell Sloan holding his wing, mate. All right, and look, great performance. You know, the first time all year I've seen guts from the Dragons. Like, it's crazy. All you needed was Tupolotu to stop celebrating, to show some mongrel on the field, mate.
You know what?
Hey,
We've
you know
got
what?
our choice.
Hey,
I'm still doing these ones every time we
listen,
score a try.
he can say, show me the money, but on the field, they showed the money, all right? And they played like they wanted the money. Instead of just doing celebrations to say how much they wanted the money, they played like they wanted the money. And I was mad seeing the Mad Dragon G up for this game. I felt like running through a brick wall when I heard his pre-game talk. And man, it's just overall very good win from the Dragons. Man of the match has to be Gatto for me, right?
Yep.
But
Shout out to Little, man. Every time we play well, it's off the back of Little doing something. Or when I say play well, like there's patches in the game. Like against you at the Dogs, right? I know you said you took your foot off, but the game did change when he came on.
Yeah, 100%.
And he started injecting himself into the game. He's really quick from dummy half, and it brings up the conundrum which everyone always had at the start. Yeah, why did we sign Cook?
it was unnecessary.
Right, and I think Cook's on like 650, I think, or something thereabouts.
Yeah.
I mean, the question could pose is, why did we sign Cook? Now, I'm not against Cook playing, but every time Little comes on, he makes such a huge difference, and it says a lot that the game finished with Little and Cook both on the pitch.
And
Rather
that was
than-
your best minutes, dude,
Right.
in my opinion.
Rather than the other way around, like it says a lot, and it kind of just puts you in this position of like, I know what the original plan was, but why isn't Cook coming off the bench? That's my question. And I've heard the whole, well, it's because Cook does all the hard work, and then when Little comes on, it's easier to do. And I don't think I don't think it's like that. I just
think Little's better.
yeah, like straight out.
We're not talking about better all time, but right now, and this is the problem
the
that I
Canadians are
had.
now doing that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like,
This way, bro.
One's going down, one's going up.
yeah, man.
I went boom.
I felt so bad for him. I would have been filthy, dude. And I'm telling you, man, I would have left the Dragons if they did that.
But we did well to hold on
Like
to
you're
him.
telling me,
and
a team like Manly, or
there's a lot of teams that would pick him up.
Yeah, a team like Manly or a team like Parramatta don't need a hooker like Jacob Little. Like Jacob Little was always good in my opinion, but at the Tigers, his injuries were just like this was like Turbo on I would say on roids, but like that would insinuate that he wouldn't get injured. But like Turbo on like where somebody like stabbed him in the leg, you know what I mean? The guy just couldn't stay healthy. But he's having a really good patch at the Dragons, and I would have felt bad. I felt bad for him when they signed Cook because that was his starting gig, bro.
Exactly.
And he's lost it to Cook. But you know what, man?
He'll get it back.
Seeing those minutes where Cook was on and Jacob Little was on, they just looked a bit better. And like the Melbourne pack that they were playing, it was not like it wasn't the biggest. Like they didn't have Nelson, you know what I mean? And like they just weren't rolling through the middle as much. And so you could afford to play that smaller lineup, and it worked, man. I really liked what I was seeing when they were both on.
Gula having a couple of weeks off is a blessing in disguise. Just shout out quickly.
Yeah, like oh, bro, cause the Pierre, like Jean-Pierre, because he hates Emre Gula. He said, man, the guy would rather sip Turkish coffee than contest a field goal, and he hates Blake Lowry, and he says Blake Lowry every time. And he says he's like, and it's gonna be funny when Emre Gula comes out and Blake Lowry comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have to like.
It's tough because I don't know which one I'd prefer playing.
It's pick your poison, bro.
That was such an unnecessary
It's
pick
like-
up in the off season as well.
Yeah, it's like drowning or burning to death. You got to pick one. Like you don't want to pick either.
Honestly, I'd rather drown to death.
But yeah,
I don't know who drowning is, bro.
hey, I'm drowning.
I just
But
want
hey,
you to throw a dart
hey,
and hope for the best.
Hey, Clem is a good pickup, but
Yeah,
that's a
100%.
really good pickup, and he played well on the weekend, bro.
Good,
And
man, for the first couple of minutes in his first hitter, it was really good, man. I think just for me, I think the most frustrating thing is I know we're capable of having those performances in the season, and we even showed glimpses of that last season as well. We're 2-0 against Melbourne, and we beat them at Melbourne last time,
When was
right?
the last time you beat them twice in a row? Like, gee.
I don't know, but we beat them at Melbourne last year. I think it was 18-16 was the final score.
Sloan won them the game.
Yeah,
won the
I
game.
know we are capable of having those performances, but for some reason, we can't have them consistently. Like, we'll get one this week, and might not play like that again until around 9 or 10. And it's like, if you could just put 2 or 3 more of those performances together, you'd be a lot better. I think our attack looks a little bit better.
And not only that, that stopped you guys
a
from
lot better.
Yeah?
too.
and that
A
stopped you
lot
guys
better.
from getting out of the top 8 too, because you were only 1 or 2 games from
Mate,
the top
that
8.
we win that Ills game
Well,
last
yeah,
year.
everybody
I think,
is.
Yeah. I
Well,
think,
that's right.
I think the
Because
last 3 games we had what I'd put on paper were like, out of the last 5 games, we had like what I'd put on paper is 3 winnable games at the back end of last year. And we just tanked. Just tanked. So, from my perspective, I think if we can string those types of performances together, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it just depends what happens. I think Little has to start for sure. And yeah, Gutho's Gutho, man. Gutho will give you a 7 every week. It doesn't matter who he's playing for. And I think we needed that sort of leadership and that sort of experience on the pitch where you just get a 7. I don't know when his legs are going to give out. Don't know when most of this team's legs are going to give out. But yeah, just solid 7s, man. And it was just a real good team performance. It wasn't one of those games where we won it because we just had one person on steroids. Like,
Nah, all of them
it
were
was
good.
like everyone dug in. Like, and my favorite moment was it the line dropout? Who was it when Stewart took over? I think Walbrook or Coates over the line in the back, like in the last 2 minutes. Like he caught the boy, he lifted him up and dragged him back in the end.
He had one arm as well.
Oh, bro, come on, man.
Bro, he had
Like,
one arm.
You don't need to do that. Like he was unbelievable as well. So you just need we just need consistent 7s around. I think our biggest problem's always been consistency. I think when we put everything together, we're not a bad football side. It's just we don't do it consistently enough.
Yeah, you get up for certain games, and I will say this: even against the Dogs, your attack looked way better.
Yeah.
Right? Like even though you weren't scoring
We weren't
on a lot of the
icing, we weren't
sweeping moves on
icing,
the left,
but we got the advantage. Would be in positions where we should score. We just wouldn't ice it because the final pass was off,
Or our
the
defense was
kick,
really
or the D,
good, yeah.
or you'd rush up and have 3 people in a scrimmage. So, I think our attack looks a lot better. I think we're not feeling the Ben Hunt loss as much, despite the fact that we've already lost 2 games. But I just think if we can defend better, the points will come.
that was Lockie Ellis' best game in like 2 years. And I'll give him his raps because he was kicking the ball. He was kicking it really well. They weren't really pressuring him, and he. I can see a lot of players are adopting that Penrith dog sort of style where you put a kick to the corner over anything that's like you just focus on getting your
Target
kick to
it
the
somewhere,
corner.
yeah.
Target that back, that winger that's going to catch the ball and belt him. Jaden Sewell's kick chase, amazing. Like then, bro, Lockie and Flano, man, they looked really good together in that game. It's not going to look that good every game, but
That's what I'm talking about, the consistency. I know we're not going to get those games from them all the way through the season, but you just hope they can string, instead of having one of those weekends where they play like that and then the next one comes 5 weeks after, make it come 3 weeks after, not 5. Just get a little bit more consistency in that sort of performance, man.
Yeah, and it's good win from the Dragons, honestly. Is Jerome Hughes the most important player to this Storm team, do you reckon?
He's X factor, but he's also direction and everything. Like, I think he's a big loss.
I think he's a bigger loss than Munster, to be honest. Cause,
Oh, for sure. I think he is.
Who else? Yeah.
Harry.
Because
Harry Grant would probably be the only one that's on par.
I know,
with,
but here's the difference. If Munster's out, Wishart comes in. He's playing off.
That's the thing. They have so much
Jerome Hughes,
depth.
right?
So
Whereas when it goes the other way around, I think it's a little bit more difficult because Munster's trying to take more of a leading role, and I don't think Munster's best footy plays when he's leading. I think Munster's best footy comes when he has a 7 over him, who's taking a lot of that pressure and that load on him. As soon as he gets rid of that, like as good as Wishart is, I just don't think he does what Jerome does. Like Jerome is. So Dally,
I think he's more of a
Munster likes
six
being
dude.
a good second.
He's more of like Wishart's more compliments Jerome more than he compliments Munster.
100%. Because
But Munster's
his
still had a
game
good
is
game,
more,
but-
when he's playing in the halves, his game is more based around his running and his ability to exploit space. And then when you make him go 7, I feel like it kind of takes that away from him.
Yeah, boys.
Talking about running halves, when are we getting Dylan Brown, bro?
Yeah, we're getting to him. Don't worry.
Jesus.
Jeez, he's running his team into the ground. That's the only thing he's running, bro. But we got Raiders v Cowboys. We won't touch on this game too much because technically, by the bookies, the favourites won. Raiders cannot win in that place. They should have won because they were losing 22-8, and they were about to take the lead through Xavier Savage line break. All they had to do is pass the ball, and he didn't. Absolute. You don't pass, you go for glory moment. I just and it was just selfish, man. I just think he took his own personal, like it would have been a sick highlight for him, right, if he got there. But fullbacks go for the guy with the ball. They say don't fall for the dummy.
Yeah.
I would be a fullback. I would have played fullback my whole life, but I didn't play due to racism.
You think just racism?
Racist coaches, racist trainers, man. It's just pure racism. That's why I wasn't at fullback. But I know the number one rule, mate. Go for the guy with the ball and don't fall for a dummy. And
Just that.
and Scott, it's just pure racism.
Just racist.
This bloke's talking like did you take a hit up in the game? Maybe you should have been fullback. I'm sorry. See, I'm not taking no smack talk from Flaxxy.
I tackled Blake Austin in that game, so that's my highlight.
That's
man.
all right. I gave Mitch Pearce a spray when he lost the ball out of dummy half, so that was a. But I'm not accepting no shit talk from Flax. All right, but yeah, Scott Drinkwater went for the man, got the man, and then they end up scoring a couple minutes later. And man, I think the Cowboys figured it out that game. They cannot go through teams for shit because they have barely any forwards, and the forwards that they have that are half decent.
Not big minute players.
Not run meters eater players, and if they are, they can't play big minutes. Like shout out to Tamalolo. They have to go around teams, and when they tried to go around the Raiders, they were targeting that right side of the Raiders.
It's very hard to go around teams, though. That's how
they have to play, man. They can't go through teams, and that's sort of why they're gonna.
Because when you verse the
probably
teams
missed the 8.
a lot higher, up on the table, you can't really go around there. How do you go around the good dogs team when by the time the ball gets to the third person outside, it's already been swamped?
Yeah, 100%. But the Raiders, man, they might be fizzling out. I think it was just the conditions that made it very hard for them.
I don't know how they won in Vegas, man.
Man,
That looks so good
Look,
in that Vegas performance.
and against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dad. It's Ricky Stewart syndrome, where he's angry and then the anger fizzles out, and then the team just goes to plateau.
Yeah, they were. The first couple of weeks,
they were angry. They were angry about the travel or whatever Ricky Stewart was angry about.
It was that punch
and
on.
the punch
they just
on.
need more punch ons.
Yeah,
during
punch
training.
more with inflatable
Get the gloves
bats.
on, Ricky. Get the gloves on. Start throwing some haymakers, mate. Get them G'd up because.
Some results, mate.
And look, they were angry, but it's just like the execution wasn't there. I don't think they can play in the heat, dude. They're just too used to the cold. And the conditions were messed up there apparently, and they're a big team, man. If they get gassed, it sort of screws them up a little bit. But shout out to Jay Clifford. Jay Clifford legacy game last night, bro. Like last weekend, bro. It was he's try double. Him and Dearden looked his best next to Jay Clifford. And yeah, I would not even put Duffy back in there. Just call that experiment over and just roll with Clifford. And I just think if you put DC on that team, they'll be a lot better. But he's
not going to Queensland.
But he's not going there, bro. I wouldn't want to go to North Queensland. Shout out to Donny Sports. It's probably the only good thing in North Queensland, mate. But yeah, Raiders might be fizzling out. We'll have to see next week. They're going to be angry again next week. So
Sharks,
they're versing. Sharks don't like angry teams.
Speaking of angry teams.
Speaking of angry teams, finally, boys, we've made it to the game of the round. In my opinion, we've made it to
Fucking biased.
second best upset.
Is this what I was like?
Listen, man, it's not biased, bro. Like, we literally didn't have $2 million of our cap. 3 of our 5 most important players. We went to a ground where we haven't won since 2011, bro. Do you know how old I was in 2011? I was 12. You know what the most recent COD game was? Black Ops 2.
Great times.
Actually, no, it was Modern Warfare 3.
Even better.
Great? No, not even better. Be
Oh.
quiet. No. Be quiet. You're 12 right now. You don't understand.
Better than what?
Grown up. He's saying Modern Warfare 3 is better than Black Ops 2. He's better.
I don't know. I like that
better
campaign.
cop
That
or
campaign
right.
was really good.
Mate, Black Ops 2 campaign was the best. You want to know why? Because there was a guy named Farid. And he died. There was 18 endings. He died in every single one of them.
It's 2025, bro.
Mate, it's 2025 this year. Mate, I'm scared. All right. But as I was saying, 2011 is a long time, bro. All right. Like Frank Pritchard, this is before Benny Barber broke out, mate.
I'm 6.
Joseph was 6, mate. How old are you now, Joseph?
19.
See? Long time ago, bro.
Jesus, I'm a genius.
And we went there.
You ready for retirement? The grades are coming through.
And we went there against the best forward pack on paper in the NRL. I went there, but like I went into this game. I'm not going to Shark Park again, bro. All right.
Such a shit place.
There's nothing near it. All right.
It's just hotels.
It's just you got to walk half an hour to the parking. If you want to catch a train, it's an even
mangroves.
longer walk.
Yep.
And brother, it was raining apparently, but then it wasn't actually raining at the game, so that would have benefited. That's when I thought it's not raining, man. We're screwed. They said it dried up. They're gonna just spread the ball around, you know. Cause I went into this game thinking we're gonna get belted. Flaxxy said 13 plus like it was Eminem from Rap God. Remember this, all right? Comment section. They were like, "Where's Flaxxy?" After. Because people were like, I hope Flaxxy loses after that level of disrespect.
They
And
were
that's
they were
why
asking where's Flaxxy on the Thursday, not even.
I was disrespecting my own team, dude. I underestimated my own team, and to see them not come out there and get a fluke win against a team that's playing absolute dog shit and can't hold the ball. We went to their home ground. Sharks didn't even play that badly, but we bullied the fuck out of them with our undersized mobile forward pack, and this was the best win, not in the Serraldo era. This is the best win, I think, in the last decade, dude. I can't be prouder than the boys. We went there and bullied them, bro. This team with literal giants, all right, with forwards that could not stop scoring, for like Britton Nicola, you wouldn't have even noticed him because they took him out of the
The thing
game.
that summarizes it up is AFB lashing out at the end. That little shove that he did, right? That just summarizes what you're talking about,
Yeah.
being bullied, right? Like, that's frustration to frustration. And just summarizes like, yeah, you guys bullying the shit out of those boys.
Here's the thing, right? And if you've watched the last 5 Dogs versus Sharks games, you'll know this. They have had our number 1, number 2. When they win, brother, they are throwing it in our face the whole time. Ronaldo Mulatalo him and Josh Adokar would be just going at it, and Ronaldo would literally sun Josh Adokar every time they played, pretty much, right? Like, besides the last game. But like they would talk their shit, and I'm telling you, man, it's like they crashed out like the Dogs crashed out like Ned Flanders when he finally lose it. That like they were like the quiet kid in the classroom that went ballistic
Snapped.
on their bully, and the Sharks were whenever we lost to them, they would bully us, and we bullied the bullies, mate. Ronaldo didn't make a peep that whole game, dude. He didn't make, and I love Ronaldo. He didn't make a peep the whole game. I've never seen the Dogs team come out with this much mongrel since
Bronson Cherry looks so good, man.
Dude, that was his best game in a Dogs jersey.
You could see that was just a guy that was saying, well, you guys, I want to respond to the way he's reacting to me being here.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Then pumping a double the way he pumped it. The clean tries as well, very easy.
Bro, that
for him.
second try literally just
Monsters.
demolished half.
Monster
Mate,
them.
I said this, bro, like, hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he got drug tested after that performance,
I
bro.
think
But it'll be clean as a whistle, bro. All right, because he's learned his lesson.
He's
That
not
was
Josh
smart
Adokar.
enough.
Hey, mate,
I was smart enough to use his time off, man.
he was,
No, he called an Uber instead. He wasn't
bro.
driving.
Hey, bro, he was on doors that night, bro. That second try, dude, he literally just monstered half the team. Will Kennedy tried
Even
that.
Critter's try was pretty good.
Bro, Critters try was mad.
The
That guy
one
needs
he
more
stood
ball.
up, Atkinson, and then boom,
Yeah.
like it went in.
That spin move, mate, was beautiful.
Only thing I want to call out is one. I think Tuponoa getting what he did there was just stupid.
That was dumb from
It was so
Tuponoa.
stupid. It was so stupid.
I didn't see
annoyed-
that. It was
that
on the last
annoyed me
second of
so
the- it was
much.
in
It
zero
the last
annoyed me
second
so
of the
much.
game.
What did he do?
Bro, he's come out of the line. Like, okay, and
Not-
I'll explain. They were fucked up. There was some screws loose in that Dogs team that night. Mate, they were like psychopaths, bro. They didn't know when to stop. All right, and from the first second to the last second, it was a mentality thing. Tuponoa would have copped a spray after that Eels
He's
game.
so stupid.
He came out and but he was
He played well.
No,
It's not
bro,
about the way he
was
played.
he was whacking the F out of these guys the whole game, and he didn't stop until the game was over. And he should have if he just stopped 1 second before, he wouldn't have got sin bin and suspended.
Because like a couple week now for just something else like he's 20 points.
He's gonna. We're up. There's no chance they come back.
It's literally the last 10 seconds.
No. He was the last second of the game.
Even worse,
Come
sorry.
out of the line and he's whacked the crap out. I think it was Will Kennedy. Trindle whacked the fuck out of this bloke. Late, like this wasn't even.
It's late, shoulder charge.
This was late. It was dude. They want to crack down on shit. That's the play you gotta set an example.
Those are the things that you
game's
should
over,
do.
dude. You're
There's
literally.
no need for it.
He's trying to kill somebody. The game's over. Like, relax. Like, just make it normal. Don't even tackle him. Just run past him.
Yeah, he didn't
No
even
one
the
will
ball
blame
was
you.
gone. The ball was
Bro,
gone.
half the Dogs team celebrating. Tippin was like, nah, you must die. Bro, just killed the bloke. All right, that's deserves
that's
more
an
than
example.
2 weeks.
That's an
because of how
example.
dumb it was. You got to stop that from happening for you the NRL. You got to give him a big suspension. All right,
This
it's just-
game away,
That's
good.
what you should worry now.
That's
Not
what
fucking
you should be.
stupid high.
That is way worse than any high tackle, dude. He's just eating late. The guy's not even expecting it. He
Like,
just,
you can't even put it down to he's frustrated. About what?
like that. Bro,
what?
Hey, Satili was defending like he wanted the Dogs to win 13 plus. All right, he put his whole life savings on Dogs 13 plus. He's like, nah, Braden Trindle.
He'd catch you out the bed. He's like, nah, I gotta make sure.
I gotta put these
I went
guys
down to the
around.
office and make sure.
But the thing is, man, they were psychopaths, bro. They absolutely bullied the crap out of this team, and we should have won by more because that. Man, I don't care what anyone says.
What happened?
Bronson Sherry's.
The try.
I don't care if
Yeah.
you grabbed him. Number one, because you have to use your brain. Okay, the bunker doesn't like using their brain. They just like.
Don't even get me started on the
They
bunker
don't
this
like using their brain and using context. He's been tackled after he's passed the ball, number one. Then he's getting tackled into the player. And what's your instinct if you're going
Whenever
to
you're
the ground,
falling, your hands go out.
your
in front of
hands
you.
go out, all right? And I'm telling you, this guy, when people say he grabbed his jersey, brother, he didn't even pull him back. He held onto it for a fucking split second. Old mate was already falling, not because of the grab,
he got
because
sidestepped.
Ramian has just sent this brick, freaking Bronson Sherry, like bombarding into him. He was not stopping that try. He was going down without the jersey grab because he's getting smashed into by Bronson Sherry and Jesse Ramian. But against Bronson Sherry's will.
You'd almost make an argument that because he went inside, like I know he's turning out, but his defensive play initially was to go and engage
No, he was.
that defender. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And now he's seen the ball go past him and he's turned. Yes, he's been clipped, but it's almost you'd argue it's a defensive action.
Also,
Him
the
going.
issue with the bunkers, they break it down second by second.
Yeah.
In the game, you're not doing that. It's like fast momentum. You
No.
freeze it frame by frame. It's gonna look worse than it normally does.
The bunker's number one problem, and it's been their number one problem for years.
Ever since
okay?
inception.
No. Like, do you remember benefit of the doubt? Do you remember benefit of the doubt back in the day?
Oh, that's gone.
That's long gone. But here's the thing: it's like, dude, you need to. They're trying everything in the world to take the try off the player, off the team. It should be the other way around. You should be.
No, you should reward.
If there's something that's minimal,
reward the attacking team.
reward
or
the attacking
whoever it
team.
is.
I think so.
I
man.
think it should be reward it and get credible evidence to take it off than
Yeah.
call it a no try and get credible evidence to call it.
Yeah, like if
But
if
how
there
many
is,
tries go up? More tries go up as no try. Like I'm just
When there
that's
are
talking
tries,
in
but they
general.
don't have enough
But
evidence
the
to
rest,
call
the
it.
rest too scared to make a decision to go. I think that's a try. I'll take the safe option and go no try. And now the bunker goes. They go. Well, we're now looking for a way to make this try, but it's inconclusive. Or I can kind of see how that's. I think you should
This
get-
happened in the Manly game when I don't know who scored, but the Parramatta player scored, and you couldn't get an angle of him putting the ball down, but they've called it a try. And
even Egan.
yeah,
Egan put the ball down and there was a hand underneath it. I don't even know how they got. I never
got
saw the ball
given.
in the grass. You know what I mean?
But
But the
they're
rest
not-
scored a try. You got to give it to him. But I think like that one, you just can't call that a no try in my opinion.
yeah.
And I was pissed because, like, man, we could have lost that game and we lost
weren't-
by
you
2.
weren't losing that
But I thought we were
At
losing
that
it.
point,
I thought we were losing it
at
the
that
whole
point, you had
time,
so
dude.
much momentum. You weren't losing that game.
It was halftime. We're up 8-6. That try would have made it 12-6 with kick to come. We
Yeah,
could have
14-6 gone into the sheds, dude.
a lot different at 8-6. That could have been
Yeah, but then you'd also argue these guys came out fired up in the second half because we got robbed a try. So
We're always fired up, bro.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
only,
yeah,
we're,
yeah,
we're only not. We only switch off when it's against the Dragons and we're up by 20. All right, or the Titans and Matt Burton goes down. All right, but man, I'm just so proud of every one of these guys on the team, bro.
Marnie's
all
a
of them.
dog.
Reed Marnie, mate. The
Dog.
thing that this team needed for years is some bloody mongrel and some
I
grubbiness.
just wanna see
That's
someone take him
that's
out,
one
bro.
of the things that this team has needed. Jacob Preston, best player on the fucking park, bro. Finally playing on the side that he deserved, like he should be playing on. Like he's a left-sided back rower, dude. But the thing is he doesn't play on the left side because we have William and kick out there. And when you William is a left side, pure left side. I think if you switch them and you made Jacob Preston on the left side,
really might struggle.
yeah, I think we're better off just switching him and leaving it that way. It's like Critter. Critter moved from his preferred side to the right side, but it didn't work the first 10 weeks of last year. But then he got used to it and he's cooking now. You know what I mean? We need to give that guy more ball. But what a champion! What a leader! We coming out of the sheds. It's 8-6. Should have been 14-6, but mate, Critter just made sure to make it 14-6 with a beautiful run, mate. Beautiful move, and it's like when we need a try, he's the guy that tries to step up. And shout out to Bailey Hayward, man. He is just looking better every single game. He grew in that Parramatta game, got better started to look really good towards the back end of it, and he looked really good in this game. A couple of passes that were poorly executed, but magic hands. We're talking about penis fingers. The complete opposite of penis fingers
What is that?
was Jacob Preston, mate.
Vagina
Magic hands. Hey,
Suction cup in.
yeah, suction cup hands, mate. Yeah. Suction cup hands, boys. Hey. And he had, mate, Preston, I don't know, he put the stickum on, mate. Yeah.
He got the sticky shirt.
Yeah. I was talking about other sort of stickum, but it's all good. Maybe he was penis hands. Or after penis hands, I don't know. But hey, Jacob Preston could
No
not
one
drop
makes it to the end
bro,
of it, do they?
bro could not drop a ball. He was catching balls behind him. His hands were spotting the ball before I even detected it.
That
man.
try, that first try, the one in Ricochet, I thought he knocked that on. Like, in real time,
Yeah.
I had to watch it back. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
He just was
That's
real
right.
weird.
Bro.
I haven't seen him try.
That's what I thought.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
But
Shout out to Presto. I got Soso as Presto, first ever guest.
hey, man, he'll always be and I said, man, you want to know how he caught that ball? Because he went on league, lads.
Yeah.
All right. He's still got the snoot on his fingers.
Was that his original audition?
Mate.
Early origin audition.
Look to
I
me,
think he's got a body of work that's there. That I don't think one specific. It's not going to come to one specific game for him. I think you can see the type of players,
Hey, mate,
and I think
mate,
a dog.
he's super
What's going to
consistent,
kill
by the
you
way.
is I think you're gonna start losing a lot more players if you keep this sort of form up to Origin as well. Which
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel
Look,
about that.
I don't think it's going to happen this year, but I think the year after.
Why not? Oh, okay, who's the coach, Laurie?
Yeah, new coach.
He's a bit
I
of
think
nepotism.
Critter. I think Critter will
Critter's
be
a
there.
shoe-in.
I think.
Critter has to be there.
I
And then,
think
then
I'd
there's
put-
two. Then
Can I
there's
ask you a
three
question?
fringe players.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
As a dog supporter or as a club, at what point would you say you don't want Burton to go? Because for me, like I just look at it from an external point, right? And I've seen Burton's journey with the Blues for the last 2 seasons. If this happens again where he comes in and he's 18th, 19th, or 20th man, I'd almost be inclined to say to, like, New South Wales Rugby League, you're not taking on a player. Like, you've done this 3 years in a row. If he's good enough to play, I put him in that first 17. Otherwise, why are we losing a player for a week for him to come see 18th and not play?
Yeah.
And we lose that player for a period of about 6
As
weeks.
vital as Matt Burton.
Yeah, I think 18th man
Like, I
should
know
be
you
able to play
can't-
club footy.
Huh?
I think-
That's my
I
whole
think
point.
that's how
Like,
you
what's the
just-
point? We've lost a player 3 years running now.
Yeah.
If you include this year, if he is to go this year, we've lost a player 3 years running. Like, what's the crap of that?
What's like? I get because he's the injury reserve, and like if something happens,
But
he would
he
be on the field.
specifically has been in that position 2 times now, potentially a third if he makes the squad now this year.
Yeah, I just think the 18th man should be able to play during the
Like, it's
week.
ridiculous that
But-
you can't play during the week because
Yeah.
you're 18th man.
Yeah, he's-
well, 19th can come in if I get injured.
Yeah.
What difference is it going to make?
That's why you have a 19th, 20th, 21st man.
Yeah,
Like,
I
goes
think
up to
18, I
22
think the
in-
reserves.
yeah.
I think only the starting squad
17, yeah.
should be. But I think Burton should be in that starting squad. I think.
do you think he's our starting squad as a centre?
No. I mean, off the bench. Like
yeah.
I think if
You think
because
he's your
Connor
14?
Watson's injuries, the injuries are starting to creep up. Like, I know he's back this week, but if he's missing, and he's got a pretty bad injury history as well. If he's missing, man,
Interesting
you're-
to see who plays.
Because
Matt,
you're getting to the
especially in
point.
the squad.
Well, Turbo's
You want a
now
game
injured
breaker.
again.
Nah, I'm not taking Turbo.
A Latrell, like, would you take Latrell?
You're taking Latrell all fucking day,
taking
bro.
Latrell.
It's
Well,
not even a question.
Best center, like arguably the best
But,
center.
no, not arguably the best center in the world. Like, if he played center, he's better than Critter.
So does
And that's me saying that, bro.
Let's bring this back around then. With how good Jai Gray's playing for the Souths at the moment, does Latrell come back into the centres?
No, look, he's not. But he's
Is the
not.
sky blue?
But he's not. But Wayne won't do that.
Yeah, well,
Wayne said he's
No.
playing utility. Like, I think it's a smart thing to do, right? But I don't think they will. But yeah, Matty Burton, I think there's a real chance that he's playing utility, and he can cover multiple positions on the park, bro. Like, I can see him playing lock even if necessary. But
Lock, back row.
yeah, but no, not
Centres.
back row, but lock, man. Like, I think if Damien Cook can freaking play in the centers, then I'll make a play lock, bro. You know what I
We
mean?
just need to see what type of selector
And
Laurie is.
he
as
can
well. I think
break
that's what
the
it comes
game
down to.
open, bro. He gives you X factor with his boot alone, mate. And if something happens to Nathan, you bring him on, and you've got a guy that
Who's
can
been playing
kick you,
3 years now
can
in the
kick
half,
you
yeah.
the f out of trouble, bro. When you're stuck there.
That's
alright?
true.
And he will compliment. You're telling me he won't compliment if Mitch goes down. Let's say you got Mitch and
And Nathan is your half.
all right, or you got Matt. Let's say you got Luai and Moses, or Luai and Cleary, and one of them goes down. Matt could come in and compliment them big time. And I just think, man, he's a very, very special player, and that's only our 3rd win in 3 years without Matt Burton. We had 1 last year, and then 2 this year, and that's that. Like, he's incredibly important. If we had him, we win that game by 40. So that's how important he is to our attack. That's how important he is when we're getting out of trouble, because the Dogs have. I don't see a team have more 25 meter or less gains in like sets than I don't see another team have more than the Dogs, because we don't have meters in us, especially without Carraz. Matt is the one that gets us out of that trouble, bro. But shout out to the boys that were kicking the F out of the ball there, bro. They were looking really good, man. And I'm so proud, man. What a performance from
That's the
everybody.
word I kept using. Well, I went out to watch the game at like a pub with my dad and stuff. All I kept saying was, I was just so proud of how the boys turned off for this game. None of you gave us a shot. We even have a clip of Flaxxy saying Sharks saying plus, without even a thought.
Flax.
Split second.
Bro,
Bro, one ping.
what did you call last week? You called 13 plus? The shot? I didn't
So did
know.
I did too.
Flax, I didn't know. Sorry, I wasn't aware.
No. I called
You know
Sharks
what?
13 plus
You
2.
know what?
But when we were doing our tips, he said it in point with 0.1 seconds, bro.
30 plus.
Yeah. Faster than that, TK. Faster than that, bro. He was like Oscar Piastri on the weekend. That's how quick he was, mate. All right, and listen, mate. Shout out to the boys. And you know what? I'm gonna pull an anime reference right here, mate. It was Takumi Fujiwara. Takumi Fujiwara when he beat the Skyline in his AE86, mate. Second race that he won, because if he beats if you win one crazy game, you think, oh, maybe it was a fluke. But then when you win 2 crazy games, like, you're looking at him and you're like, yeah, this kid's got something. Shout out to Kumi, bro.
You don't win premierships much. So
Yeah, I'm not saying we don't, but we're looking like not like the Dragons much premiers. We're looking like a real deal. Like Dragons are always going to be always going to be the much premiers, mate.
Here's the thing. How dare you go downstairs in that podcast room and say that we've had no impact on NRL? Yet you've done nothing
did
but
not say-
slate.
I
They've
never-
done
I
nothing
never
but
said-
slate my team
I
since I've
never
been here.
said no
How
impact.
ridiculous
Hey,
is that?
Hey, where did I?
We've
where-
invented much.
Exactly. Hey, listen.
Talking about
I didn't
impact
say
in the
no.
sport.
I didn't say no impact. If you remember, I was on your side and then I switched over because, mate, in the modern era,
both done
it
fuck
weighs
all.
more. It weighs more, mate. Because, mate, we got video proof of our dominance. You don't. You know how we have 1080p, mate. Your dominance was 8p. Black and white.
That's how I like to watch my grades.
I don't know what non-proven looks like, mate. I have to
Just
if
look
I-
at the
What-
just look
what-
at the
no, no,
trophy.
no,
Guys,
whoa,
look at
whoa,
the
whoa,
trophy.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Look at
no,
the trophy.
I gotta get-
You
I
don't
gotta-
pick
no,
up
no,
the
no,
trophy.
let me-
Fair play.
let me
fair play.
finish.
What's more real, their premierships or
Hey.
Wilt Chamberlain's 100 point game?
Let me say something, mate. If I saw Norm Proven on the street, mate, I'd have to get the filter, the bronze filter, and hey, Norm Proven, what's going on, bro? Oh, black and white. The black and white filter.
The
Hey!
DH filter.
It's like when you got to get your glasses on, like, you know, those really blind people, like shout out to Johnny, bro, is actually blind. Put your glasses on, he can't see unless, he's like Hans Moleman.
Could he even see Niagara Falls? Like,
Nah. He had to take a photo of it and then zoom in to see it, bro. But yeah, but what a win by the Dogs, mate. Absolute mongrel grubbiness is why that's what this team needs. That gave me Dogs of War vibes big time, bro. Because we were mean. We haven't been, bro. We have the nicest players, some of the nicest players in the NRL, mate. Max King, all right, mate. The guy is a saint, bro. Critter, like Bailey Hayward, church going every Sunday, boys. You know what I mean?
he's no Saint Gutho.
And he goes, and they bullied the crap. They made AFB crash out. They made AFB crash. Crash out, bro.
It's not that hard to do. He did
Manny
it in the locker
Eels.
room last year.
Manny, it was
Nah,
shout
it's
out.
just-
I watched the Hello Sport podcast with like the live stream with Alan Tekers, the collab that we needed. Poor Alan Tekers, he should have listened to me when I told him 3 years ago when he started to go for the NRL. And
Don't
said,
go for the Eels.
don't go for the Eels, whatever you do. They're the Tottenham Hotspurs of the NRL. He didn't want to listen to me. He was G'd up about them making the grand final. I said, mate, what did I tell you? What did I tell you last
You got
year?
beginner's luck, bro.
No. I told him. I said, "Hey, what did I tell you at the start of the year? What did I tell you back end of last year? Don't go for Parramatta because they're cursed. There's something wrong with them. Someone's put a voodoo on them or something like, you know what I mean?" And he didn't want to listen to me. We're gonna win the league. Because he's like seeing a man like it's like when you tell somebody. It's like when you tell someone, man, you got to get off the drugs or you got to get off the alcohol, man. It's gonna ruin your life, and they don't want to listen. And then Alan did not listen to me, and he's paying the price now, mate. I said, man, in a couple of years, we're going to be good again, bro. Mark my words, and Parramatta are going to be kaka. What do you know, mate? Sometimes you just got to let the truth... I spit facts, man. I tell the truth, bro. Sometimes you just got to wait a little bit to see
Sometimes the truth is crazy in a world full of lies.
Straight out, bro. Straight out. And that's just facts there, man. And Parramatta, another stinker.
Dogs 4-0, Parrot 0-4.
This is literally the biggest gap that we've ever had to Parramatta because we've got 17 teams in the comp now. And we're first and they're last. We're 4-0, they're 0-4, mate. You know what I mean? Like, this is like bliss for a Bulldogs fan, really. And it's honestly bliss for a lot of Western Sydney teams that don't like Parramatta. You don't like Parramatta. You don't like Parramatta. We hell of it for sure don't like Parramatta. I don't even think Parramatta fans like Parramatta right now,
Not at the
mate.
moment. They didn't.
Hey, is it still Brad Arthur's fault, by the way? You know what I mean? Fucking bastards. And I know you're missing Moses and you're missing like Cartwright and Madison and like they're just not gonna do much anyway.
You might as well say they're missing Dylan Brown. He's checked out.
Mate, I think if they're missing Dylan Brown, it'll probably be better, man. Because the one thing they're missing right now, on top of every player that they're missing leadership.
To be honest,
And
I don't agree
they're
with
missing one man that they let walk. Clint Gutherson.
Yeah.
And they could have really, really used him right now.
I don't look. That's one thing I've really always been against in the NRL. I don't see how a player can sign a 10-year contract and still be at the club.
They
for
got to
full
rehaul
season.
that whole system.
Like that's a joke. Like we can all laugh at Para, whatever. But I don't think that's right. You've got a player that doesn't want to be there, who you're clearly still paying top dollar to whilst he's at your
Isn't
club.
Tamalolo
That's gonna
still got
check
2
out.
years left
Yeah,
on his contract?
2
He's
years.
on a 10-year, and he's
man,
barely on the field at this point when
Mate,
they're
it's
healthy.
just- that's why 10-year deals are not ideal, bro.
Mate, if you wanna
because
give
Who's
someone a
got
long-term
who's got
deal,
them right
bro.
now?
If you
The
wanna
only
give-
one that it worked for
Tamalolo-
was
KP?
DCE.
But
The only one that it worked
but
for.
since he signed it, they didn't even win.
Oh, no, well, no.
So none of them have worked.
Yeah.
Because you're locked in.
Tino's
dude.
on one, Dylan's
Yeah.
on one,
Tino's
KP
one. That
was-
one's gonna.
How
work.
long was KP?
but like 10-year deals, I don't know.
I think the only one that will actually work is Tino's.
I think they just got to rehaul the system. Like, I think
I have no issue with the
like,
duration of the contract. That's fine. But I'm saying you can't have a player. If a player's playing for 10 years, I don't see.
Why don't we have a
what's-
free
what's-
agency
What's
that,
the
like-
validity of you being at a club for a full season?
Brother, I think the only way that, like, I don't understand how they see successful sports around the world and they say, hey, let's just not do what's
Like,
what's
imagine
working.
if-
the
Like, I
best.
get- like,
If
I-
that free agency should be on the off
Imagine
season that
if-
your contract expires, bro.
Imagine
Not that you-
Isak.
Why-
Imagine
why
Isak
do they-
right now had signed for Arsenal at the start of the season, and you had to watch him for a full season.
I would
And
want
you
to
know,
neck myself.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
like it's a bit ridiculous.
Like, why do we have to sign players to a new club before? Is it November 1st or is
Dude,
it
it's
like
the year
do it
before
in?
shit. It's
ridiculous.
Fucking believable, dude. It's
There's
unbelievable.
no other
It
sport
is-
where I've seen this happen.
Dude, Isaiah Thomas wishes he played in the NRL, bro, because he could have signed the deal when he was actually good before that 1 year
Locked in,
injury,
yeah.
right? But dude, your contract expires, you enter free agency. Not your deal's about to expire in 1 year,
Start
and then you
talking to
enter
people. You can either market
and
now
then,
talk to
and then
people.
to make it even worse, and this is why the 10-year deals suck so much, is you're locked in. There's nothing you can do to get
There's no
out of
break
it.
clauses.
Okay, there's no break clauses, dude, because you have to pay out his full contract, dude. Trade system. You make everyone. I don't care about this rugby league player association.
Nah,
you
I don't
make
care.
everyone's fucking salaries. You do what the NBA does, the best run league in the world, in my opinion, when it comes to contracts and shit. You get everyone's contract
Yeah.
public, like every other sports person in the world, bro. You're not like, come on, dude. It's when you're a sports person.
You got the
all right,
publicity anyway.
Listen, bro. You don't need privacy, dude. All right, you're getting paid enough to have no privacy.
See,
dude.
and not even-
Everyone's because then no more. You're over the cap bullshit. No more question marks over how much people are making. Why are some players' contracts available to the public
But some aren't.
and some aren't? That's bullshit. All of them, clear as day. Money adds up. Everything adds up to the same amount. Khalas. You want to get rid of your player, you give up a player in equal value in instant trade. That's it. You'd make a trade deadline right after, like 2 weeks after Origin, or 1 week after Origin, whatever.
I wouldn't go as
Finish.
far as that.
That's
because-
what I think you need.
I
think that's far enough
Trust
because
I think that's fair, but the reason why I said you shouldn't go far enough for that is because I think you should still punish clubs for being stupid enough to hand out a deal like that.
Yeah.
If you're going to hand out a 10-year deal, that's on you because you understand how big your
but
cap
why?
is. And
But
banking
you're
on that.
punishing
All I'm
other
saying-
teams. Like Penrith. We knew Lua was going to the Tigers that whole year. Like,
Okay, but you could have paid over the odds and sacrificed someone else. Every single club is in the same situation as yours. Because if you look at where the Knights are going to be theoretically, they're going to have KP on big money. They're going to have Dylan Brown on big money. You think they're still going to be able to recruit around them to the same level? That's a decision they've made, and that club has to live with that decision.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm saying a trade system would help them get out of that situation.
Yeah.
If you're going to be in a position where you say, we're going to pay someone 13 million, we're going to pay someone 2 million a year if Konga signs this reported extension. If you're going to say that, you deal with the consequences of that. My only issue with it is, how can you sign a
that's where
contract
you get-
a year
No, no,
before?
that's
I
where
think
you
there
get-
should be a
That's bullshit.
specified time. Every other sport that I know of, there is a specified cut-off trade or trade line, or any sports that I've seen. There's a point where you can't bring players into your team, and there's a point where you can. I just don't get how it works in NRL. Like, and you look like at the Molo situation. Like,
You lose
Right.
Molo for nothing.
Right.
Now you were shopping him around so that you could, because you're identifying players that
yeah.
they can get a release and get signed. But if they didn't release David
But he
Klemmer-
should have been released a long time ago.
No,
or vice versa.
release should not be a thing. It's
Like,
trade.
that's my point.
You send Molo to the Tigers, or you get 3 teams in a trade. You send Molo to one team, and you
They send
exchange
it there, and
assets.
then you send it.
Then the release sheet, which is absolute bullshit, by the way, getting released out of your contract. It's a contract.
It's
you signed it.
ridiculous.
There is like,
Alright.
well, what Will Price just got released.
Did he just get
Yeah, it
released?
was
Yeah,
the
he's going to
Super
Super League.
When today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. He's a
morning.
mad player.
So-
Amone's going to get released too, right?
Yeah.
But he was an experiment. But still, just trade. Just removes unnecessary bullshit. Molo, you don't want to be here? Brother, all right, bro, where do you want to go? I'll try and get you to that team. If I can't, then I'll work out the best deal for you.
But again, with that, my only objection to that is why is the onus on the club to go find him a trade? You go find your own trade, and that's my reason.
because the club, you as a club, you're in charge of
Yeah,
your own
you're-
recruitment, dude.
I get that you're in your.
If you can
I
trade
get that
Molo
you're-
and get
But if I'm
Clemmer-
happy with Molo's performances, why is the onus on me to go find him a new club because he's unhappy?
Because
Well, then-
you signed the contract. You own the player's rights, dude.
I
So
get
you,
that, but
you
why
choose
am I
where
doing
his
it?
destination is.
Why?
You can also just not grant him a release.
Yeah,
and
you
like,
can
which
also
is
just
what we
keep
did
him there.
until
the
we
Lakers
got
kept
into a
Kobe
situation
Bryant
we're
here when
happy.
he had a sook, and the Lakers kept Kobe Bryant. The Lakers when he had a sook and wanted a trade, but he was using it as leverage to make his team do something, right? But you request a trade, it just adds so many less hoops, and it makes it so much fairer for the team that owns the player that wants to leave. Okay, at the moment, that we had to let David Klemmer go, and Aaron Woods go, and James Graham go, and Moses Mbai go, and pay money to let him go. That's fucking absurd, dude. Absurd.
Only sport that happens.
No, it happened in the NBA too. Because they signed, the Lakers in 2016 signed contracts so bad that when they got into their last year of the deals, they just said, "Oh, I don't want you here, go. I'll pay out your last year, go for another team."
I don't care where you go.
But the thing is they put that 20 million of Luol Deng over 7 years, dude, where they had to pay him $3.5 million a year, whatever it ended up being. But in the end, and that's what the NRL does. But that's just because you have no other option.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're not talking about last year of the person's deal where they're
Talking
selling
2-3 years.
We're talking 3 years of paying for James Graham. 2 years of paying for James Graham, but still.
For a sizable amount of time.
But yeah, boys, Manly, are they a contender without Tommy Turbo?
yes. I think they've built their team to a point where they're not just relying on Turbo anymore. There was a point in time, and we all know that time, where no Turbo, no comp for you, Manly, no wins for you, Manly. But I think they realised that a few years ago, and then they've built into a point where they now have Luke Brooks. Obviously, I don't think he's going to be the number one guy there next year after DCE goes, if he goes. But I think they've built their team to a point where they can move players around, and Turbo's he's still a big loss, but not as big as a loss as he was. So I think
Because they got Lehigh now, bro.
Yeah.
Literal top
Lehigh.
fullback.
They got
So-
Lehigh, bro.
So I think they can't be a top 4 without Turbo, but they can still make the
I
8.
don't think they can.
Not without Turbo.
I don't think they can make it without Turbo because I didn't even have him in there with Turbo, but
I
that
had
was
him
at the
fifth.
start of the year.
I had him.
Yeah, I had him 5th too, but I think they can crack it this year. And I think Turbo makes them a lot better, but they're still good without him. I think they're not necessarily contenders because I think Lehigh's still got stripes to earn and he's still got lessons to learn. And it's if they're gonna need Turbo to I think they're gonna need him there and need him healthy to I think they should just give him a good amount of time off, bro.
He's got 4 weeks off now.
MCL injury, dude. He felt a pop, dude. That's a scary thing, man. But it's good that they ruled out ACL, and hopefully, I would give him 8 weeks. Just give him 8 weeks off, dude.
is that
and
the
then
in-
ensure that he just doesn't play in Origin if you give him 8 weeks off.
But what's the point of
Yeah,
that?
I
Man?
know.
He's just had an off season.
Yeah, but no, another
he's
8
still
weeks,
fragile.
dude.
Is that
No.
the injury of the year, the MCL? Because there's always one of
This
the
is
year.
the syndesmosis from 2018, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but MCL is very easy to cop that injury.
Yeah.
I've come to the MCL.
Yeah, but
You just gotta
there's
twist-
always an injury of the year where every player just seems
It's
to
just
get
the
the
way
same
you
injury.
twist in tackles.
Yeah, Liz Frank. All right. What was the NBA today?
The
The
LeBron.
NBA this year was oh my goodness, the rib.
Oh, I can't
that
remember what
stupid
it's-
injury.
There was the LeBron that they used to
The
have.
LeBron, yeah.
The LeBron.
Labrum.
Yeah. Torn labrum, yeah.
Labrum.
But Yeah, man. And look, the Eels have the Dragons next week, brah. Are do they have a high chance of winning if they put Lomax in the wing? Because some of these
They have
defensive,
to put him at the
some of
wing.
these defensive reads, bro. It's just the guy's just playing there to try and prove everybody that he's a center, and he's making himself look stupid.
And we all said it. We all said it from the start when he left. Like, you played your career best footy off the wing.
You
got
made
an
Origin
jumper.
as a winger.
Yeah.
You're just
and
being
when he plays
stubborn.
Origin again, where's he gonna play?
Or wing.
Wing.
And you're just being stubborn for the sake of it now
Yeah.
because you some coach peeved you off because he told you you're not all that.
Bro,
Come on, wake up
Come
to
on,
yourself.
bro. If he plays in the wing, and you chuck Sean Russell on the centers, bro, they're a way better team.
There's got to
And
be.
then when Mitch comes back, he has a target to kick to. And look, Lomax was fucking unbelievable against the Dogs, bro. I was inspired by that bloke. That's how good he played. But man, you gotta throw him on the wing. Those defensive reads, at least
He's not a good
in
setter.
defense.
Period.
At least in defense.
How
dude.
long do you reckon? How long?
I reckon they could pull the plug this week.
Yeah.
I think they against this old team. But I reckon
But
they
here's the
should, but
thing.
they won't because he
He's-
wants to play center
exactly.
to prove
He's
Flano
gonna
wrong.
want to prove Flano wrong,
Yeah.
and then if he gets put it on him, it just you lose.
He's going to be on Duz this week, bro. And the last game, honestly, one of the best games that are around. A lot of people are saying the best game of the round. Sorry, I can't say that one. But Tigers v Waz,
Tigers should have won that game.
Tigers should have won
They
that game.
should have won that
Luai
game,
and Lockie
bro.
and Appy and Buller, honestly, they all played very well. The rest of the team, Terrell May too, of course. But most of the rest of the roster just really let the rest of the boys down.
I mean,
They
Terrell
really
May-
missed Jarrell. They really missed Jarrell Skelton. They really, Fartab actually did better on the wing than I thought he was. But that brain explosion, those two brain explosions at the end, was like, this is the Tigers that I've been watching the last 5 years.
Yeah, I was like,
You could take it. You could take.
It was that second half.
take
Was
the
like
boy
a-
out of the.
It's like a disease, bro. Like they just end up on the Tigers, and it's like they lose brain cells.
It was insane. They played 20 minutes where they scored 2 tries within like 3 sets, and they nearly scored a third until Terrell May dropped the ball.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, where's it? Like, is this what we're gonna see from the Tigers? Like a proper good team. And then when I said that, 2 big brain explosions where Fatape wanted to play soccer, and then no one wanted to play hooker, and I was like, oh, here we are.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
We didn't miss them. They're here.
That's just what happens when you got to verse Bunty, bro.
He was just
You
late to
get
work.
Scared.
And
You
I
get
was going to
so-
say, the
you
only
get-
reason the Waz won was because Bunty was on
Bro,
the field.
Bunty
And he
was-
nearly scored.
Bunty was this close to scoring. I had $50 on Bunty to score just
How
for
much
the
was he
memes.
paid?
He was $10.50. Bro, Bunty actually played well. I know he made a defensive error at the end from Latu final, but that was partially the Marcus' fault too. Lazy marker defense. He didn't move in a direction. He just stayed behind the play, and that gap was there. But Bunty, shout out to Bunty. Shout out to the Waz, bro. They commented on my TikTok about Bunty when he was announced, and they made an edit on TikTok and Instagram, and they tagged me in it, which was pretty cool. Because people think Bunty, they think of me, bro. And it was amazing to have him back.
Bunty's number 1 fan, bro.
Hey, Bunty's best game was the last game he played last season against the Dolphins, where he did like 3 back fence Bunty runs. And then they just didn't play him for us. The absolute dog shit. But Bunty looked like a first grade player yesterday.
Do you reckon they pick him again?
You got to pick him again. I think he had a good performance. And
Don't choose the winning.
I don't think you changed the winning formula, my bros. Yeah. And shout out to James Fisher Harris. They lost Fanua Blake and they lost his run meters, but they gained a player that is not lazy at any point of the game. And Fisher Harris, man, he's just given them a bit more mongrel, in my opinion. Yeah. Him and Warnett leading the charge. Just that's with Wade Egan in the middle.
It's a good pack.
Oh, bro, and Aaron Clark, bro, one of the pickups of the season for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dylan Walker going to the Eels as well.
Dylan Walker, mate, he can walk over to the Eels, mate. They got rid of Dylan Walker because they needed a change. Oh, bro, nah, Dylan Walker.
Still need a
They don't need Dylan
halfback.
Walker anymore because you got Aaron Clark, mate. All right, and Aaron, he might have a girl's name, but he plays like a fucking man. All right, what a player. And he's a great pickup, dude. And yeah, man, it's just a damn good player, dude. And shout out to the Waz, bro. Like, was that win 2 or win number 3? Win number 3? Right, I know.
They lost
3 in a row.
They
dude.
have the
I
opposite
had him
effect of us.
outside of the 8. I had him at 16th, bro, for a reason. The reverse curse. Same thing I did to my Dogs this week.
They've got us
Boys,
bloody.
I've got a problem with the Tigers and the way that they're attacking, man. And I've been pretty vocal about this, but I think we need to talk here, man. Like, Jerome Luai needs more ball.
We're getting a ball for a few weeks. He's suspended.
Yeah, he's getting suspended, I know. And I think when he comes back, they're going to say, hey, bro, we really need you, man. Can you, like, he's the ball more.
We need Jerome Luai.
No singing, Flax. Only I sing. All right? Especially when I'm playing Guitar Hero. But anyway, I think Jerome needs more ball, but instead he's getting suspended for 1 to 2 weeks. I didn't even think the hit's that bad, but if they want to crack down on the high shots, fucking all right. Yeah, and I just feel like they need, when he's playing, they need him to get more involved. I feel like he played really well on the weekend, in my opinion, on both sides of the ball, and I think, man, that kick that he put at the end was hectic. All right, and then his winger let it down because he wanted to beat Gareth Bale in the Copa del Rey. I'm trying to talk too fast, mate. Copa del Rey final in 2014 where he made Mark Bartra look like a child. All right, that's what he was trying to do, and instead he just booted the ball out like he was pissed at it and he crashed out. You know what I mean? And then Lockie Goward on the other side, magic kick again. Runs down the wing. No one at home when he plays the ball. Tarua plays the ball. Shout out to Chanzi. Good defensive play. Was a really, really good player on the last night and had the crucial milk that got him the win. Because if he didn't stay down and milk it, he wouldn't have got the penalty.
He shouldn't have been
He
a
fell
penalty.
into Seyfarth's shoulder.
Shouldn't. That's what I was saying.
That's
And
the
it's like
soft one.
that they would have not got the penalty. And that's what I was saying. Is that going to be a sin bin now?
We'll find out when we watch the
Find
video.
out.
And we had two amazing fucking tries from the Wires, bro. Adam Pompey turned into prime GI. Prime Manu Vadave. That jump step has not worked since he started trying to pull it out. He finally got the jump step to work, dude, where he hops up and then steps. It finally worked for Adam Pompey.
Man,
And damn, it looked good. Bro, I love him, bro. Actually, he's starting to improve, dude. And that game was a really good game from him. Halasima a bit quiet because I just didn't give him any ball. But man, did I say it? Not Halasima had a sick try at the end. Leatoa quiet because they didn't give him any ball. But listen, a lot of Wise fans, even my barber was saying 4 forwards on the bench. I don't really know. Halasima played centre when he debuted, I reckon. Like, he was out wide a lot and he was out on the wing on this mad play, and it just happened to be there and just sent 3 Tigers players packing, sent them to another dimension, and shushed the very, very loud and vocal Tigers crowd. What a sick moment! That's one of the best first tries I've ever seen.
Yeah, I like.
Considering the context of the game,
I mean,
dude,
Webster wasn't happy about it because he
Stacey Jones was pissed because he didn't go under the sticks.
Yeah,
but Metcalf kicked it over the black dot.
Yeah.
But it was a sick game, man.
As your
sick
first
crowd
try.
for a rainy
Sunday
day.
night, yeah.
Rainy Sunday night, sick crowd, bro. Shout out to the Tigers fans always showing up in numbers. Very, very vocal. And honestly, man, a really good way to end, because at first it looked like it was going to be a very bad round of football again. But then the Dogs game happened and the Manly game was okay. But the Dogs and the Tigers game were the 2 good games in the round, I reckon. And shout out to those teams, man. Great wins.
God hope we
And
get a better
boys,
round this week.
This has been our longest episode ever, in all honesty. But
It's always with us 3. The last time we had a long episode, it was us 3.
so, hey, man, we're trying. If you guys like the longer episodes, let us know, man.
Do you guys like?
We'll sack him.
It's replaceable, man. Replaceable. Eid Mubarak for all the boys, but but our boys, the tips.
13 plus.
Yeah, Cowboys 13. What's the first game of the round? Is the Cronulla Sharks versus the Canberra Raiders at GIO Stadium, lad.
Sharks 13 plus here. They after losing to you guys, they gotta be pissed. They gotta be angry. They're taking it down to Canberra.
Man,
I think this game's a lot closer than you.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 13 plus game. Man.
I'm gonna stand by it. I think the Sharks are gonna be angry. They're gonna be frustrated of losing what they shouldn't have really lost game. The Raiders, I think, have fizzled out. Their flash in the pan moments happened, gone and passed. So, yeah, Sharks 13 plus.
Yeah, Cronulla heavy favourites. I'm going to roll with Cronulla 1 to 12 here, man. I think they just got too much quality all around the park. But it's going to be a mad battle in the middle, bro.
Should be a good game.
Like, they're going
don't
to
get
want
me
to
wrong.
come in. They're going to want to come out and prove a point that they can't be bullied by everybody.
Yeah.
Rapana was still around.
Yeah, Rapana would have loved this game. What do you reckon, TK?
I think 1 to 12 for the Sharkies.
Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's like 20 plus, but like I do think they put more than 2 tries on them. So
Now, these are 2 hard ones. Penrith Panthers versus North Queensland Cowboys. Cowboys just get an annual win against the Penrith Panthers.
yeah, they verse us usually twice, and this is the first one we win.
And it's at CommBank Stadium, so no one's home game because Penrith don't travel outside of Penrith because petrol's too expensive and they don't have cars. Anyway, I'm going Panthers 1 to 12 here. The return of Nathan Cleary should inspire them to victory.
I think it's a 13 plus.
13 plus Penrith.
I don't think it's a 1 to 12.
Nathan, I don't know if you saw Nathan's reaction in the box after last week's abomination.
To be honest, I didn't because I was too busy trying to control.
Have you meowed my team yet?
No, I haven't. But I
Thank
was
you.
too busy trying to contain a crazy situation in my stream.
No,
since,
that's fair.
Since we all got told we can't stream the footage anymore. So yeah.
Panthers 13 plus.
Yeah, Panthers. I can see 13 plus happening, but I'm gonna go 1 to 12 because your
Cool.
defense is Then we got at Accor
Shredding.
Stadium,
Latrell
Rabbitohs
back
versus Latrell's meant to be back here.
Come back this week.
Yeah, Rabbitohs versus Roosters. I'm going Rabbitohs 13 plus. Latrell's back. He owns the Roosters. He's gonna score for sure.
I don't think it'll be 13 plus. I think the Roosters.
Rabbitohs
There's games that the Roosters turn up for. This is one of them.
Roosters has won the last 2 games. I
Yeah,
think,
but
too.
hey,
flogged them.
Wayne never fucking lost to the Roosters when he was
I
coach.
think
Like, he
Rabbitohs-
did, but like he just rarely.
Yeah, I think it'll be 1 to 12 for Souths.
Yeah,
I'm hearing some news by the way, boys. Tane Mill coming back 1 game loan.
10-day contract.
Yeah, he heard that bins are happening for every head high, so he's trying to get sin bin 3 times in 1 game.
That's
Not,
what I was going to bring up. I reckon 1 to 12 sin bins in this match.
yeah, well, mate, I think 13 plus, dude. 13.
Then you will
Do you reckon Sportsbet have markets on
Oh, they got to do it, man.
this game.
shin bins? I'm going to request a market.
Create your own BIO.
This
So-
one could have so many sin bins. Then
Yeah,
you could go
Radley.
Look at HA.
Is he even playing, man? That guy's getting knocked out every week,
He's a
dude.
walking HIA.
It is. I'm very worried about him. It's just bad luck for that bloke. But yeah, I think everyone's gone to South Sydney for this game. Watch them lose somehow. We got Parramatta Eels versus St. George Illawarra at CommBank. But right now, the way that
1 to 12 Dragons.
Parramatta are playing, it's CommWank Stadium. I'm going Dragons 1 to 12.
1 to 12. I think we'll make this a lot harder than it should be.
Yeah.
That's our
You're missing your
tendency.
best player, Emre Gula.
I think it's going to be Para on the 12.
I'd rather.
Ooh.
Well, there is a stat that all undefeated teams at home this year have
Yeah.
a very good conversion.
I can see it happening.
So it could happen. That's why I'm saying 1 to 12. It would be very uncure for us to just take a bit too much confidence into this game and get
Well, what happened
an
last year
absolute.
versus the comeback? It was 44-40.
Yeah, that was
That was
my
ridiculous.
goodness, that was the highest scoring game I've ever seen in my life. Next game, Titans v Dolphins at the Hot Box at 5:30 on a
Titans
Saturday.
13 plus.
Titans 13
13
plus.
plus.
Next.
Fuck you, Dolphins.
Next.
Next, Broncos versus Tigers with no
50
Jerome
Broncos
Luai.
13 plus.
I'm gonna
Broncos
go. Mate, these are the 2 best props in the game going at each other. By the way, Payne Haas versus Tarome. I'm actually gonna tip Payne Haas to win this battle between the
Surprise,
two. I think it's
surprise.
gonna be Broncos 13 plus at Suncorp, lad. I'm picking the Broncos, and I'm picking probably Katoni to grab another one, lad.
Do you reckon it's just going to be Katoni 13 plus?
Katoni, mate, maybe. Well, so we're all in unison. Broncos 13 plus. Now this one,
Manly versus...
this would have been good with Turbo.
Storm's
eh?
winning this
Storm
game.
versus Manly at 4 points. Manly got him here last year.
Storm on the... They
Also
don't lose 2 in a
Central.
row.
Hey.
Wait, is Jerome Hughes... Wait,
At
how long
4
Jerome
points,
Hughes out?
mate. He's out for.
Oh,
he's not playing
oh.
either. The 4 points arena, mate.
Storm won the 12.
What is it? Sunday 4 o'clock game. Jeez.
4 points,
That's
mate.
peak Manly time.
Sunny day, brother. Good day. He was gonna be beaming like the
That's
sun
peak,
shining,
man.
mate.
You know what,
Manly at 4 pints on a Sunday at
Mate,
4 o'clock.
mate, I had to do this once in round one. Never again, brother. Never
No one
again.
likes 4 pints.
I'm backing.
Not
I'm
on
backing.
a Sunday either.
No.
Hey,
You know what?
I'm backing Manly.
55. That's
Dude.
insane. I mean,
Manly.
Man, I'm backing Manly 1 to 12, mate. And I'm gonna go. You know what?
I'm gonna go Storm 1 to 12.
I think I'm
don't
gonna
know.
go. You know what, bro? I think I'm gonna go Manly 13 plus, mate. And I'm going Rubes, big Rubes with the scar on his lip, mate. He's
gonna
got
have
so
about
much
6,
aura.
7 more kids.
He's going for a double, mate. I think, man. I think they really get up for this game. And at 4 points, bro, the whole place gonna be rocking, man.
Yeah.
I'm going Manly 13 plus, not a big 13 plus, and but a 13 plus.
I think this is a golden point affair.
Nobody's gonna lose 2 in a row.
I could
Come on, man.
yeah.
No Jerome Hughes. Is Nelson? I think Nelson's
I
out
don't
in
think
this
he's
game
back
too. Dude, I'm just.
a golden point
I
affair,
just
mate.
think you got to ride the hot hand, bro. Melbourne have looked a bit shaky the last couple of weeks, but this is a game where Melbourne's going to be up for it too.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's. I think it's going to be like an 8-point game, and then right at the end, like Ruben Garrick's going to score. Because they're missing.
I think it's as you said, it could be a golden point of
Because I
view,
think
but
Anderson's injured too, so they're stretched a little bit thin.
Fa'alogo just comes back in.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's
That's
a
not
good
enough.
thing.
I don't know. I still want the 12 here.
Fa'alongo's man, he's like Reed Marnie, mate. My lawn out in my backyard is taller than bloody Saul Fa'alongo, bro. And I love him. So much fun to watch, by the way. But like, that's a big game to come in and like, where's he gonna come in on the wing? And I think the last time we played the wing, they might have lost. I don't know. But then he's got to be up against 2 trees, dude. You know what I mean?
Saab and
Yeah. So
Lehigh tall.
nah, Lehigh's pretty small, but he's playing fullback.
Oh yeah. Who comes in and replaces him again? I forgot who.
Well, Tommy Talau, surely, right? Is he injured still? Because he should be starting.
He's been
dude.
18th man for the past couple of weeks.
Man, he should be playing over I think he should be playing over that young kid, in my opinion. And have you seen how Talau comes into an elevator? Like, that's too much aura to.
Manly's called the aura when I go in LA.
No, mate. The Tommy Talau and Ruben Garrick, no, that's some crazy. And Savi, mate, come on, man, that's some aura right there. And the last game.
That's it, boss.
We beat these.
I was waiting for it, you
Hey,
motherfucker.
Dogs versus Newcastle at Acor. We beat these guys last time with nobody. The first win without Matt Burton in a Dogs jersey
I think it's 13.
was
Dogs
this
13
one.
plus.
Was
I
this
don't like
one?
it, but the Dogs are a good football team.
No Kai Piss-Paul, no Leo Thompson.
Still?
no
Real price, no real
Still,
price.
Yeah, Kai Piss-Paul was missing on 1 more week. Lucas is out for like 5 weeks. Thompson's out for another month.
Your bench is weak, I will admit that, but
It's Dogs 13 plus in
you
this
two
game.
guys, yeah.
yeah, but the rest of the team is weaker.
Yeah. Dogs 13
Yeah,
plus.
I'm gonna go Dogs 13 plus because we've beaten them. Can you believe this? Because after what we got absolutely belted,
66-0.
and
You
then
haven't lost to them
42 to
since.
6.
Oh, no, yeah, 42.
And then 42 to 6 that same season. Then we go and beat them 42 to 6. And then,
No, it was 36.
36
No, it was
to
like-
8. Or, yeah.
36-12 and then 32-2. So
Yeah.
they flogged us twice.
We flogged them twice.
So
and I
is it
think
their
we're
turn
going to.
now?
No, we're going to flog
Their
them
turn
now.
to
We're going to
flog
flog them now. We're going to flog them
This
now.
is the first time actually we versed them once for the last couple of years.
That's good,
This is
but.
the only time we versed
But
them.
and this is always a good game at like McJones, but.
It's also
So it's good.
multicultural round.
How
Yeah.
many
And
kilometers?
we don't lose a multicultural round, lad.
How many kilometers is Dan Nelson running?
Oh my goodness, no.
Poor man.
Oh, dude. Dan Nilsson's going to be running a lot, mate.
Big Hayes.
Oh, man, we might kill him. If you boys don't know, there's what's new in the castle. Dan Nilsson, absolute legend. He runs a kilometer for every point Newcastle lose by. So,
I wanted to do that, but
voila,
then-
we might. This could be. He's could.
He might,
This could
he
be
might
30
retire the
kilometers.
challenge after this.
Hey man, he might. I might have to. If I didn't have an ACL injury, I would have gone and run with him to help him, dude. So, man, I would have like in Coach Carter when they ran the suicides for Mr. Cruz and the push-ups for Mr. Cruz. I would have been there to do that for Dan Nilsson, bro. So, listen, hopefully for your sake, because I love you, Dan, you only have to run like 15 kilometers. 14 kilometers or something.
This is gonna be
I love you. Go with the Dogs. Dogs 1 to 12.
Go
I'm going 1 to 12.
Dogs 13
The
plus.
Dogs 13 plus here. Well, that
All right, lads, that's the show. The longest episode
2
of League
hours,
Lads
baby.
ever. And maybe he's gonna put us on like 1.1 times speed. You know what I mean? Like,
I do
They
1.5.
won't never know.
1.5 speed.
yeah, no. I watch in 2 times speed.
You'd put it on 1.5 speed, you won't be able to hear me being able to say not 13 plus.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm a psychopath. I watch shows and stuff in 1.5 times
I don't do
speed.
shows. I do podcasts on 1.5.
Yeah.
Nah, I watch shows in 1.5. I
Podcasts
wish
in
I could watch
1.5.
Dexter on 1.5 times speed, man. Let me tell you, but I can't. All right.
Peace.
Later, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Oh, wait, boys. Right? Flaxxy's a dumbass in the comments. Love you.
Don't do it, Dad. Don't do it.
Do it.